guys, welcome back to another episode of the Jackson Podcast. I'm here with one of the greatest casts we've ever had on a UFC recap. I'm sitting here with the greatest co-host of all time, one of the girthiest, healthiest, happiest people I've ever seen when it comes to the chains he wears, Rampage Jackson. I also sitting here with one of the best to ever do it, TJ Dillashaw. Shout out to Wild Society.
There we go.
I got a champion, Strike Force champion, UFC, and a champion of riding Craig Jones, Luke Rockhold. And I got one of the greatest MMA coaches of all time, Jason Parillo.
Chi-wee-wee.
Let's go.
Chi-wee-wee.
Chi-wee-wees.
Hey, why isn't Chi-wee-wee on the main card,
Man, I don't know, man.
Come on.
I was hoping to see him on the main card, man.
You were there. What happened?
I didn't make it in time to see Chi-wee-wees.
Wait, you didn't go to the...
I went to the main. I got there when they said be there at 6:30 for the, you know.
Well, it's a long day. You get there for the first one.
Yeah, it's been a long day. I wasn't down with that.
So what time did you get there?
I got there right at 6:30.
So you didn't watch Chi-wee-wee?
I didn't see Chi-wee-wees.
You're the one who told me you got to get dressed early. You were complaining that you look like a marshmallow. You were like, dude, I look like Sally from Monsters, Inc., a big giant green thing walking around. I go, no, you don't. You look like Gumby.
Bro.
And then you were walking down the hallway with this big shirt. Tell everybody what happened.
Yeah. So apparently I'm losing weight and I'm getting down to wearing large shirts. And before I left, I asked
We're wearing
him,
the same size, dude.
You wear large?
Yeah.
God damn. God damn. Hey, what?
Hey, Chi-wee-wee.
What are you doing?
It gets worse. It gets worse.
No, he gives me a shirt that says extra large, but that motherfucker's a 2X for sure. Somebody misprinted and put the fucking tag on the wrong size. And I sent him a picture. I'm like, I FaceTime him. I said, what's up, man? What's up with this fucking shirt? He said, oh, you look good. And the shit was way too big.
Oversized shirts are in right now.
Can I show everybody the photo of you, the photo that you sent me?
No, fuck off.
Look at
I should have deleted that shit.
Look at him. Not only did he send me a photo, he tucked in his t-shirt.
I tried to tuck it in to make it look good. It did not look good.
Hey.
I couldn't wear that one.
I said, bro, this is crazy. It looks like you're going to EDC. I mean, this is outlandish. Look at this. And he even got the chains. He got the hat, the F3 hat.
I look like the first day of kindergarten.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. I don't know what kindergarten you go into.
That's a double XL. I didn't know.
That's right.
That's a double X.
Right. And but it got an XL.
It's supposed to be a large or an X large? Or
It's supposed to be an X large.
Before we go into the recap, I just want to say I'm extremely proud of how much you're taking your weight loss and your training serious this time. And you're really going all in. You're getting so skinny and you're looking so small right now and lean. Like, you are unbelievable. I look at you, I see Jalin Turner.
Hey, what? Oh, wow.
What?
Oh, wow.
What?
Why have friends like Bear? Why?
What am I saying wrong?
He's trying to pump you up, dude.
No, that's not how you pump
TJ.
somebody up.
Thank you, TJ.
That's not how you pump somebody up.
Coach knows how to pump someone up. I'm pumping him up.
Oh, with sarcasm.
Oh, man.
See? He keeps it real.
Coach sees right through it.
Regardless, it's good to have you back from Vegas.
All right, thanks. But I got a question. Why wouldn't they put Chi-wee-wees?
I think they're doing it on purpose. It's like they get a lot of views for some of the free fights, right? So they know they're going to get all the traction for the main event, and so they want to start it with a banger, a guy that they're pumping up. They do it a lot of times. Like they'll do like you're heading the prelims, you know, like or the main card on ESPN or the main fight on ESPN before it switches to pay-per-view.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a tactic to get some more eyes on it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
How did Chi-wee-wee do? Because that's a little before my time in watching.
Phenomenal. He came in, the dudes were striking left and right, throwing hands at each other. I think one thing about him that's amazing is he's so resilient now. Like, he's finally in his step because he's still so young. So he had a lot of confidence. They're throwing hands, and he just stood there in the pocket and banged out, and he got the win. It's good to see him win again.
You think since he's so young, he'd be one of those guys that can compete for the next couple of decades? He'd be like 20 years, and we still be saying Chi-wee-wees.
I mean, hopefully he's got a fighting style that can last a long time. He's more of a grappler, right? So hopefully not be in some of those wars that would like make your career end sooner, right? So he could be a legacy long fighter, but he's also starting so young that like either gonna get burnt out or you're going to be in those bangers, you're going to be in the fight for so long. I mean, a decade's a long time in the UFC, you know?
It's about how they grow them, you know? What's it like Sage Northcutt? That kid came in and they threw him in. He was pretty young, not as young, right? But he got blasted. And it's hard to come back after you get, like, you're good. I mean, you're too young. You don't have your man strength. What Chewy does. He is Mexican, so he does age a little quicker. They mature a lot faster. Hey, back in high school, we wrestled in high school here in California. All the motherfuckers have this hairy chest and shit.
Mustache.
God damn.
I mean, he's 9-1. He only has that one loss, I think. Chihuahua.
Nice.
Here's a highlight from Chihuahua in UFC. Perillo, did you see anything from him?
Kid strong. I mean, I think TJ had it right on right on the money with. It just depends on how it goes, you know. You got to handle that pressure. We know that did he get sick for one of these fights? Or was it the last couple of fights he got sick or something, didn't he?
I think you're right, yeah.
Yeah.
This guy switches stances more than you, TJ.
He's starting, that's the new style these days, man. You know?
TJ, you were bringing up to me a little bit before we jumped on the podcast about that Joe Rogan was talking about you and the Ludwig system and the Thai system, kind of like you being his greatest like pupil and, you know, apostle of the program. Can you kind of break that down for everybody? Because that Joe Rogan clip has like 5 million views.
So I was at Alpha Male and we finally decided to hire a head coach, and thankfully that Dwayne had just retired. He blew his knee out, and Dwayne came to Alpha Male, started teaching a bunch of wrestlers how to strike. And he was never like a real dynamic, like he didn't switch his stance a bunch. He was like straightforward, punches and bunches, a tornado. He was master in technique, but his style also evolved by coaching us. And, you know, I was a wrestler that led with my right foot forward, but then I was striking left foot forward because I'm right-handed. And so going right into those both stances kind of just blended together. And then he's created his whole system off of it. So what Joe Rogan did a really good job of breaking down with Dwayne was that he's one of these coaches that has a curriculum, right? To where he can teach his average Joes the same shit he's teaching his pros, because it's all in these notebooks. He's got notebooks on notebooks on notebooks on technique, on how to do them and how to drill them. And that's why these gyms are paying him for an affiliate fee to get his technique. You know, he sends them weekly videos to break down, you know, how to, if you're an orthodox fighter, how to transition into southpaw. And he's just, I think, one of the first coaches in the striking world to make it a curriculum and to put so much organization behind it. Like the same way Gracie Baja does with their jiu-jitsu. Like every Gracie Baja across the world is doing the same techniques at the same time. It's like the same thing with Dwayne Bang's, the Bang Muay Thai.
Similar to what Checkmate does too, right? Yeah. Our boys over there, Leo Vera, all the boys, it's a system that works for, I mean, it works for a lot of people. Everyone's got a different rhythm and different techniques, but
for me, it was like teaching striking how I learned how to wrestle, right? Like you go and you wrestle, you learn a double leg hundreds of thousands of times before you can perfect it. And I feel like that's how he started to do with striking, to where before everyone else I kind of worked with, which was just like fighters working with each other, was that we would just spar. We would just get in there kind of like, I feel like boxing gyms, and you go in, you hit some mitts, and then you just spar and you kind of learn as you go, right? To where now you got guys like Parillo is one of those guys too. I'd come and hit mitts with him, and we'd be breaking down being in the pocket, to where like when I was working with Dwayne, it was more distance and control. It's crazy to see how much the sport has grown since I've even been involved in it, and like the way of teaching it and how you can break it down.
Is it more like, is it Dwayne's style to switch stances, or is this more something you came up with for your style? Because for me, it's like I used to switch stances a lot, but I would create openings. Like I would be less, like, you know, my defense wasn't as sharp when I was switching back and forth. And I grew up surfing and skateboarding goofy foot. So I just converted to a right-handed southpaw, and I was so slick in that. And so, but when I would switch back to orthodox, I would create openings.
It was Dwayne. He came to the gym and he started teaching us to learn everything both stances, right? Even just the simple basic 1-2s and your 3s and doing everything both stances. But what made it different, his style, than just fighting in both stances, was that we're striking while we're switching stances, right? Like we're attacking from all angles, to where if I'm throwing even a double jab right hand, the guy slips out to my right, I can instantly just turn and start fighting southpaw, right? I can roll into my right hook, and now I'm in my southpaw stance because I'm comfortable there. And then we're doing these Dutch style drilling, to where I'm holding mitts for you and you're holding mitts for me, and we're throwing punches at each other. So I'm getting comfortable with my defense at the same time as my offense, as I'm standing in that stance and I'm seeing punches coming at me, to where I know if I'm in southpaw, what I'm in danger for, where his power's at, and just repetition over time.
Yeah, that's why I think the Dutch style kickboxing, like of just seeing the punches and doing it repeatedly with the actual opponent rather than hitting pads, I think is so important.
Absolutely.
I think it's
Rampage. You're watching Raul Rosas Jr., one of our first podcast guests, a Jackson athlete. What do you think about his ground game right here in round 3?
I think he's doing good. You know, ground and pound. He's staying busy. He's not just holding and stuff like that. He's still trying to punch and look like he's trying to open, you know, make it openings to possibly end the fights. But how good is his ground, like jiu-jitsu and stuff? I never.
Yeah, I mean, he trains in Vegas, and I know a lot of the guys he trains with. He's one of Jason House's guys. He's with Iridium, so I know he mixes it up with Alessandro and Diego.
His strength is grappling.
Yeah.
Right? If you were like, especially when he first got into the UFC, his strongest aspect of fighting was grappling, like wrestling, grappling, right? Controlling and submissions as well too. But I'd say just controlling, grappling overall.
You know what these kids do these days? A lot of so he's wrestling with his upper body. He's not. You got to wrestle with your hips more, especially in the ground and pound. If you engage your lower body, then you can get more of an anchor system, and you get more leverage with your striking. People people don't use the cage too. It's like I don't understand how people just don't run the cage, and it's like a partner.
This was definitely one of the best opening fights I've seen for like a prelims UFC, and then to have that go right into the Noche right now. I mean, this Sphere was probably one of the craziest events I've ever seen in mixed martial arts.
Craziest event with the weakest card possible.
Why do you think that?
Honestly, I just don't think it was strong. I mean, it didn't tie me in, and being like a gift to the Mexican people. There wasn't a lot of Mexican people on the card. I mean, we had one winner from two winners.
I think it was 8-2. I think it was 6-2, right? Wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
There should be 8 on there, right?
Yeah, I mean, you had like
this guy.
I mean,
wins.
the main event wasn't even Mexican.
Marab is now Mexican.
It's a valid
The main
point.
event wasn't Mexican at all.
Marab is now
Marab's
Mexican.
Mexican.
Now.
No,
He's been
he's-
adopted.
Yeah, he's an honorary Mexican.
Yeah.
he was he celebrates all his wins at
After
the
he
Mexican
beat-
restaurant with Rampage.
Yeah.
After-
Marab was on Rampage's shoulders last time he won an anime.
No. I thought he was
Now-
Mexican when I first met him, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Rampage, remember when you took me to Rob's after party?
You say not.
I was like, where are we going? We drove like 45 minutes out to nowhere, and then Marab's like on his shoulders, and they're like doing these little fucking dances.
See, you say no, and the audience.
He wasn't
thinks I'm
on my
lying.
shoulders.
He was jumping all over your
He
head.
wasn't on my
He had his
shoulders.
nuts
Hey.
all around your neck, and now you get upset because I exposed that.
Why do we got to get all that?
Don't be upset.
He wasn't on my shoulders.
All right, here we
We
go.
walked in the restaurant. He was on some other people's shoulders.
You know what?
Yeah,
You know what?
okay.
I'm excited to see those. Marab, you know how crazy it gets a little bit with the women these days. Now he's champions.
Yeah.
Get real. Hey, I cannot wait
And
to see
he's
what this
single
kid comes
too,
up
right?
with.
Is he single?
Oh, dude. I hope to God you come out of your shell, Marab.
He looks single.
Yeah, so here we got Osborne. Why are you checking out him? Why are you checking him out? He looks single. Why are you checking him out like that?
I don't check dudes out like that. We don't have that in common. Brother.
Okay. Oh, here he
He
goes.
agreed.
All right, Osborne.
Hey, this was a good fight.
Osborne versus Rodriguez. Osborne's making a big name, but Rodriguez is obviously like a shining star right now for the UFC. I feel like a lot of charisma, a lot of attitude, and this was an incredible round one. Hey, Parillo, you were talking about striking as well. These guys that just come out and sit in the pocket and bang. Is there anything specific that you saw from this fight that you liked or didn't like?
This was a great fight, actually. This Mexican kid's tough. Look at the heart on this kid. He gets the triangle. Watch.
Yeah.
Some
this.
guys.
Watch this. It's fucking
Bro, he got
crazy.
flatlined too. It looked like he was about to stop it.
He was a little too hyped, maybe. He came out just fucking springing.
Yeah.
And that kid's athletic. Who's the other guy?
Osborne.
Osborne. Yeah.
He's not pulling the arm across. Though.
He's athletic as
He's
fuck.
just sitting there pulling down on his on his shin.
Rampage, were you here for this fight?
Yeah.
It's
I
the
was
main
there.
card,
Yeah, I was there for that fight. Honestly, Ozzy Osbourne almost knocked him out.
His
Man,
name's not Ozzy Osbourne.
what'd you say? No?
Close enough.
O'Day Osbourne.
Oh, my bad. O'Day Osbourne almost knocked him out. I thought the ref was finna stop it. He sparked the dude, and I remember in the press conference, Osbourne was saying how he knocked out the dude in 30 seconds that beat the other guy.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was going to happen. I thought he was going to do it in 30 seconds.
It's almost like he woke him back up with more punches when he dropped. They like flatlined him and then woke him back up.
Yeah,
You know,
that happens, bro.
I mean, that was a deep triangle. But I think you're right. If he would have pulled the arm across, it would have been over.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean, he's got long, lanky legs, and some guys, when you get them in triangles, they're just crazy, like how determined they are.
But what would you do?
Just can't breathe. I don't know how you just.
What would you do if you got somebody in a deep triangle like that? Would you switch to an arm bar?
No.
You just got to get the arm across. You know, like as in a choke. Like it was up here to where if you got it here, now you're choking. Now you're really kind of applying more pressure on the neck.
Did you see anything special from this guy being able to survive the first round that you didn't know about him? Because I know going into this card, Luke, you were talking about everybody's heart and the way people fight nowadays. Like, did you see anything special from Rodriguez?
He's Mexican. I mean, he's
tough, right?
he's the epitome of what this was all about. Yeah. He's a Mexican fighter. This guy's got heart. He showed it through and through. I think this is one of the best fights of the night and the highlights for the Mexican people, for sure.
Rampage, were you going crazy in the stands during this fight where it was a lot of people going wild? Because the Sphere is a unique setup, right? Like you guys are around the cage and then there's everybody behind you. There's not like the other side. It's just a screen.
Well, there was a lot of people behind us. We was in like the, I guess on the floor seats. It was people behind us and stuff. And people was going crazy for the fights. It was a vibe for sure.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, was it as hype? Like, was it as cool as it was hyped up to be? Was it like being in there? Was it that sick?
Yeah, I think Dana did a good job, but he executed. But me, I thought he said it's going to be movies in between, but my dumb ass was drinking damn gin and tonic, and so I wasn't paying attention to no movies. And it was this thick ass black girl twerking in front of me, and I was God damn, why
You had to do mushrooms in that.
That's what I heard.
Bro, hey,
Yeah, the graphics was coming at you. The
That'd be
graphics
wild.
it was going all over the place. It was coming at you and stuff.
bro, they do that one again. Just give up mushrooms at the door for everybody.
They should.
Grateful Dead does concerts there, and I can only imagine, what goes on when
That's
when
acid.
concerts.
That's acid. That's just-
Do you do mushrooms,
No,
Rampage?
I've never.
Never.
Never. I told people don't believe me. I've never tried any drug besides weed and alcohol. I won't even try drugs. I'm totally against drugs.
Fair enough.
It's good.
Me too.
I feel like it almost falls into the weed category though, as far as a drug, mushrooms.
Oh yeah. I agree. I
Like
agree with
cocaine.
that.
There's no synthetic. Like it's not like.
So
you
this
got
Mexican
cocaine
guy
or
wins the
anything
fight.
like that,
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
such
dude,
a
after that, that's a
guillotine.
deep one thing after the next.
Yeah, hey TJ, break that down again. These deep guillotines. Can you guess Rodriguez's jiu-jitsu belt level?
No, but that
Blue.
Osborne guy would have pulled like guard with his legs there. That choke would have been over. The only reason why I got out, I was able to roll out to the side. Like
Rampage, can you guess
That choke was
Rodriguez's jiu-jitsu level? His belt?
I would guess purple or higher how he avoided that triangle choke.
Luke, can you guess Rodriguez's belt level in jiu-jitsu?
Chicano.
What?
Hey,
What
I
about-
think
what about you,
honestly,
Parillo? Parillo,
that,
what about-
that transition though,
Yeah.
from you see from how deep he was in the guillotine, he technically he jumped over the top, rotated through, came back to the back, and he almost finishes him right here. This was, I mean, that could be black belt, could be black belt level. It's just how you operate in the octagon. Some
Did
people
you watch his fight live?
Yeah,
You did.
I did. Yeah, no, he was this.
Parillo,
I
do you
thought
know
he was gonna finish it.
his belt level? Rodriguez's?
I want to say I think it's blue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's blue.
Parillo knows his shit.
Let's
go. Yeah.
You train jiu-jitsu?
No, I just watch it.
He doesn't want to play touch butt. He don't want to play that touch
My
butt.
girl
I don't
actually,
blame him.
my girl grapples with me all the time. This morning, she jumps on me.
Do you let her put you in a triangle choke?
She does. I mean, you know what?
He does not tap.
I let her go. Yeah, I let her go.
What
there a
belt
little
level
bit.
is she?
She's got her blue. She's got her blue. That's why I could tell she's like this guy.
I dated a girl. I dated a girl that did jiu-jitsu a little bit. She was like a little tiny girl.
Who?
I'm not gonna say any names.
What was her name?
I'm not gonna say any names, but we rolled around a little bit, and she said, now she got a flesh belt.
Flesh belt.
What's that?
It's a color of flesh. You don't know
What
it's not-
flesh? My flesh or your flesh?
My flesh, motherfucker. You better not know my bitch.
I'm just talking about color, though.
Like, does that turn
Hey, what color flesh?
Light brown.
She got a brown belt. Brown belt.
Does that really turn you on though in a girl?
Nah, we just rolled around a little bit.
But you like your girl being stronger than you?
She ain't stronger than me. She's a little tiny girl.
He just liked it because when he was in fight camp, he'd be like, "Yeah, I rolled jits.
Yeah.
I rolled jits last night."
Yeah, I've always wanted to date a fighter chick though, like a good looking one, not like no big muscle bound one.
So we like locked the door.
Your
Like,
top
let's
three-
get it on.
Let's get it on.
Give me your top 3 fighter chicks that you'd want to date.
I'm not doing that
Straw
either.
weight, I'm assuming. Straw weights. What weight? You just go weight. You can go by. We can go by the weight
Hey,
category.
I tell you what, it's a couple
We
of
got straw weight, band
Couple
weight.
of heavyweights for him.
No, hell no. It's a couple of,
Is
it's a couple
there
of those
featherweight?
boxers. A couple of those boxer
Yeah,
girls that look
featherweight.
cute, but I can't remember their names.
Featherweight.
It's a couple of he probably know their names. I can't remember their names. But
Clarissa Shields.
no, hell no, not my type.
Oh hell no.
Come on.
No, it's another black one though. She was beautiful.
The baby you would have with Clarissa Shields, though. Can you imagine that athlete?
Alicia Baumgartner.
You should do it just for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. She's beautiful. I would date
You want
her.
Alicia? So just shoot your shot right now on camera.
No, hell no.
Come on, just shoot your shot.
No, I don't want to
Is
shoot
she
no
single, coach? Can you send
No.
send a photo from Rampage from the side because he has a new jawline? I know you know her.
Rampage,
And say, yo, it's my boys, Michael
No,
B.
no,
Jordan,
don't
stunt
do it
double
to
in
me,
Creed, and he
I
wants
just
to
think
take you
she-
out on a date.
I just think she's beautiful. I'm not trying to like in the date her, and that I just think she's beautiful. It's another one. I can't remember her name either. She was like a I think she's black, but she's like from another country, so like mixed. She's like European, like German mixed black.
Halle Berry.
I can't remember her name. I'm bad with names.
Is Halle Berry still on your list? I remember you telling me you were in love with her.
No, I've never been in love with Halle Berry.
The Catwoman. You told me one time you wanted a girl to dress up like a cat. And you told me this. Did you not tell me this?
Never.
Okay, see, he just, on camera, he gets shy. That's crazy. So Osborne versus Rodriguez. We're in round 3. TJ, what did you think about this? As obviously we know Rodriguez won this fight.
I actually did not watch this fight live, and this is the first time watching it. I'm pretty impressed with just his durability, to be honest, just the way the first round started. And then that guillotine he got out of as well.
Rampage, anything you saw live that you liked of him? I know we were talking about getting Rodriguez on the podcast too.
Yeah. He's tough. He's tough, you know.
But man, he's so open. He's so easy to punch.
Who?
Rodriguez. Look, he just like comes in with his chin up.
Some of the best fights are blue belt level fights, you know, blue belt low ground game, because everything's just sporadic and nasty. No one is like, it's not really that locked down. It's kind of similar to the striking.
Yeah.
These dudes are just all heart and
blue belt on the feet.
What's the name of that Mexican guy that Sugar Shane Mosley fought and he was smoking a cigarette and blowing it? Is that Mayor guy?
Mayor.
He reminds me of him a little bit, the way he looks and stuff.
Hey, what fighter did Sugar Shane Mosley fight and he got caught for having that plaster of Paris in his hand? Margarito. That's who Sugar Shane Mosley fought that had the plaster of Paris in his glove? Yeah. What is that, like a cement? It's a full cement?
Yeah, it hardens over time.
It's like a cast.
Can you imagine fighting a guy like that? Remember, me and you and Sugar Shane Mosley were talking about that. Can you imagine fighting a guy who has cement in his gloves?
Bro, that's
like,
man, that's so
Wait,
wrong.
what fight are you talking
you start feeling one
he
punch.
was about to fight Margarito.
Oh yeah, no, he did.
No, he beat up
fought
Cotto
him for 12. He beat up Cotto for 12 rounds, and he had the.
And then Cotto got the rematch and
the plastic of
whooped his
Paris,
ass, right?
Yeah, let me tell y'all something. I'm not gonna say no names. I know a fighter. And I
came back and beat him though. They fought again.
No, that's so. Yeah,
I saw him in the locker room putting syringes in his wraps in Japan.
Syringes?
He was shooting something in his wraps, but I'm not gonna say his name. I'm real cool with this guy.
Weird.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would do.
Just say who it is off camera.
I'm not gonna say who it is, but yeah, I've seen him do. I seen it.
I wonder what that would
color-
do.
More than once.
What color was he?
What's he injecting in there? Do you think?
I didn't even ask.
Like the injection thing. Unless they already have something on the on the gauze.
Yeah.
It have to be in the
gauze.
gauze.
Do you think he's injecting into his hand or just into the gauze?
I think it looked like he was doing it into the
Because
gauze.
we could put like Toradol in his hand so he won't feel. Maybe he's got like a
Or
broken
cortisone.
but why would he do-
cortisone in
like
the
a broken
in the-
hand?
Yeah, there's
He
no
just
reason
wanna
to do it
feel?
after the wrapped up.
But why would he do it after he's wrapped in tape?
Maybe he forgot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, why would you put something in your? I mean, that wouldn't seem like it'd make much sense, unless it's like blood sport where you're throwing like the powder in his eyes. The guy can't see.
Because you remember in Pride, they didn't in
a
Japan,
numbing,
they don't
maybe?
have an athletic commission.
They don't test. They induce guys to use steroids. It's
Yeah.
like
They
they wanted
test.
to put on the biggest freak shows possible.
Yeah.
Pride never tested.
Pride
for
never
anything.
tested.
No,
Let's
they
be real.
test you for like
Weed.
drugs, like weed and
Weed.
cocaine.
They
And all.
didn't test you for steroids.
Yeah,
So we don't want you to be a tweaker,
Yeah.
but here's some steroids.
That's the Japanese way. It's like they're all about honor and the code, but I mean they really wanted freak shows.
Yeah.
So this is the last 20 seconds. Rodriguez versus Osborne. We're wrapping it up. Just crazy guillotines, arm bars, triangle chokes, everything you can imagine. Everybody's escaping. No one gets submitted, but pretty close to it. And Rodriguez gets the win on this. This guy's career is obviously exploding right now. UFC has him as a big superstar in the making. He has crazy charisma, like I said. He's got the mouthpiece. He's got the walkouts.
Oh, he's the one with the crazy teeth mouthpiece?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
We talk about Rodriguez,
Yeah.
and he's got some balls. I mean, what's more important than that?
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's
He's gonna
got some
put fights
heart,
on.
and you can fix the blue belt. You can fix the blue belt on the feet. You can fix the blue belt on the ground, but you can't fix those balls.
Yeah.
See,
You know what
look,
I mean?
look at that. He gets
Like he's flatlined.
like that's a knockout. That's a knockout in a lot of fights. The referees will call it, and then for him to come back and win that fight, it shows that he got it.
That's a great point.
That's a
hard
good
to-
call, coach. He has something you can't teach, right?
He's got a heart, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a guy can come to you with all the fucking talent in the world. I mean, the best athlete in the world doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If he doesn't have, the ticker. Good luck, man.
They just got to build this guy slowly. You know, he's definitely gonna run into some walls if he gets put up too early. But he's sick. He's fun to watch.
How, TJ and Rampage, this is for you guys. How important is it, and Coach Parillo, I know me and you talked about this morning, for a fighter to kind of get the right matches going up in his career to build based off his kind of current level?
That all depends on the fighter. Like, I was never like gifted fights, right? Like I just kind of got thrown into the wolves. I mean, I fought for a world title in 2 years just because that was the way my career went. I could be well-rounded and do it. But if you got a guy that they're trying to build up, give him the right fights, it's very important. If you got a striker that can't grapple, then I'm going to give him the fights that are going to help him out. If he's marketable, if he's got those balls the coach is talking about, I'm going to build him up the right way. It all depends on, it's all fighter to fighter basis, you know?
Well, I think the sports keeps growing and growing, so people are doing a lot more of that now as well. They're trying to pick their fights a little bit more. Where I think when TJ was coming up, they weren't in the position to really pick your fights like they do in boxing and they do and whatnot. But I think because it's getting more and more eyes are on it, being an ESPN sport, this and that they can kind of. There's a lot more athletes out there too to choose from, so you can get a guy with a winning record, even though he might not have the toughest competition, and that's the right guy for you. You know what I mean?
100%.
Am I making sense? Where
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
You got to fight everybody.
I never thought you could say no. I was like, who am I fighting? Here he goes. Like, all right, cool. Like I was like, I didn't know you got a choice.
Yeah, Rampage. I know we talked about Esteban and Zellhuber because Eric Nixick was in town, and Zellhuber is Eric Nixick's guy. He trains at Extreme Couture in Vegas. Eric Nixick was here a few days before the fight, and he had to fly right back to Vegas. He came here to do the podcast. Zellhuber came in, he's tall, he's got distance, and we see Eric Nixick talking about him. Hey, if you come in with the jab, control the distance, so that way every time you come in, the guy feels you. Before we go into this fight, was there anything that you saw about this guy, Rampage, going into this fight after speaking with Eric Nixick?
He Mexican?
You guys love this.
I've seen this kid fight before. He's sick. He's sick, but the other guy. Rampage, can you read these last names, please?
Which one? Which one?
Rampage, can you introduce the two fighters?
Okay.
Who do we got?
This fight could have went either way.
We got Daniel Zellhuber, right?
Zellhuber.
Yeah.
Zellhuber.
Yeah.
It's not too bad.
That's a campaign waiting to come.
Versus Esteban Ribadillos.
Where does it say Where does it say dildos in his last name? Where? Where?
Ribadillos.
Where?
Dildos.
Where does it spell dildos in his last
it's
name?
Hispanic. You got to pronounce the certain letters.
Right here. Esteban Ribadildo. There's no D in it. There's no D in it, Rampage.
Oh, my bad. Ribadillos.
No, there's no D in it, Rampage. Why do you want D? Why you want the D so bad? There's no D in it.
Fuck off.
All right, here we go. Zellhuber versus Ribadildo, round one.
His name's just changed.
I don't know how to say it either. I don't want to be the one to say it.
How do you say it, TJ?
TJ, say it. Don't say it wrong.
Ribadildos.
Oh, come on, man. We're trying to get him on the podcast right now. But you sparred with this guy, Luke?
No, I just saw him. I remember watching him fight, and he looked good. But this other kid, Esteban, I've seen him train over at Hoofs.
This is fight of the night right here. These guys
Florida.
go to fucking town.
He's got heart, man.
These guys go for
Damn,
it.
sounds like I missed some of the two best fights.
You did.
So, Luke, you saw this guy train where?
I've seen him around the gym over with Hoofed over in Florida.
Oh, he's from Killcliff?
Yeah, I believe he is. Yeah,
Okay.
he's with the boys. He fights with just aggression,
kid
like
in
you
the
can
green?
see.
Which one?
Kid in the green. Yeah, I mean, his last fight when he took out what's his name?
Both these guys are good.
Kick straight. It's like combination to head kick. He's fighting with just. You got it. When you got it, you got it.
TJ, the distance thing that Eric was talking about for Zellhuber, when you come in with the jab, make sure he feels you because you're taller than him. You have more length. Do you feel like Zellhuber was doing that? We saw Eric saying it a few times during the fight, TJ.
He's doing a good job of not overcommitting because he is the taller fighter, which I'm going to get into in the next fight, which was like Ortega's biggest problem. But here it looks like, he's sticking a jab and not like overcommitting. He's hitting at the end of his punch rather than jamming the jab and being overly aggressive. He's trying to stay out of harm's way with his distance,
He's doing a good job controlling the range. This kid let's go back to balls again. All right, this kid, I think that's how this kid gets his fight is because I think that the red, what's the name? Zellhuber controls the distance nice through this fight. He just eventually breaks into him.
Yeah, he's clean as hell. But then you see with Esteban, look at the way he throws his punches and how he's full commitment. There's no hesitation.
Yeah, he knows where he's going. He sees where he's going.
He's going for the kill.
He's moving his head and he's reacting to every shot at him. he just keeps trying to close the distance, and then that's why he got round after round. You eventually get to him, and I think he does, right? From what I remember.
Zell Huber wins.
No, Zell Huber loses.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, by decision.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, because it looked like he was gonna kill him, and then this guy just literally comes back. Yeah. Rampage, do you see a lot more striking, this cover and roll esque Rampage vibe, like a lot more brawling during this UFC card?
No, I don't remember seeing all that much. But this fight right here, I like their head movement and then both like attacking the body and stuff like that. It looks like they both train a lot of boxing. But the only thing I didn't like is
nice hook.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
I didn't like him putting his Zell Huber putting his fingers in the guy's face.
Zell Huber?
Yeah, I think that's Zell Huber in a red.
Long man game.
But
Yeah,
you guys, and
That's
let's
a
go
John,
one at a
John
time
Jones
on this.
101 right there, huh?
Yeah, one at a time on this. I actually want to hear from you. Do you think he's doing it on purpose, Rampage?
No, I don't think he's doing it on purpose. It's just you could tell. Look, you see that right there?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like when fighters fight that way. Like, why are you going to put your hand in my face?
TJ, what do you think? You think that happens on purpose or
No,
happens
I don't
by
think it's
chance?
on purpose. I mean, it definitely, I think, has been used as a technique, right? But
Well, he's probably posting a lot of time in sparring and
Exactly.
whatnot,
Yeah,
and he's
bigger
got
gloves
big
on.
gloves on or gloves that are covering up his fingers, so you can't even poke a guy in the eye.
Yeah.
So it becomes a habit, and his habit is to extend his arm in post, being a long guy,
Exactly.
right?
And Luke, I know you talked about this guy in the green, Rubodildo, the way that he trains. You've seen him around the gym.
This
you said
poor
he has
guy.
heart. You said he could throw punches. What did you see from him in this fight that you thought was unique?
It's just, I mean, he knows what he's doing out there, but it's full commitment, man. He's really sharp. His technique's there. He throws real loose. He's got a real tight left hook. I mean, he threw a double body shot, like coming forward like crazy. Everything's fast and clean.
yeah, I think he's got great technique. I like his vision. I think the only thing I would add to him would be some feints. He's moving his head and he's moving around pretty good, but especially since he throws power, give him a feint before you do so.
Yeah, he's still on the prelims. That's going to come along soon, right? I mean, you're absolutely right, but he definitely knows where he's going the whole time on his feet. He's moving laterally side to side. The other guy's controlling the distance, but he's controlling the momentum, and I think that's obviously what happens in this fight, right?
Yeah.
Are we seeing a lot more striking from a lot of these guys on this UFC card than we did in terms of the other cards?
It's like the opposite. Actually, the last two fights were grappling matches.
Parillo, why do you think that you don't see a lot of drops with the body shots from the hands in MMA?
Yeah, it's a good question, but you know what? I think that's one of those shots that hurts you even more when you don't see it coming, right? Because it kind of, because you saw it in the last fight of this fight with the little teep kick in the guts, But I think maybe because guys are coming from so much further out than in boxing, where in boxing is such close quarters, and I always used to say like this. I probably said it to TJ even. Boxers are right here, kickboxers are right here, MMA fighters are right here. There's a lot more distance going on that they're trying to get to. So, you saw this kid in the green rush with the two body shots. Very rarely do you see a guy throw more than one shot to the body too, and he went right and left. His head was a little up in the air, and he could have got clipped, but he was running in from the outside, like right there. He kind of ran in with that right hand of the body. There's just a lot more distance when you're in close quarters. You're touching the head. You can kind of rip the body a lot cleaner without the guy seeing it coming.
Yeah, it's a voice. Like you got to get the guys to cover, right? To hit that body shot, and in boxing they do that, so they're going to catch, block, and counter. MMA, there's a lot less catching and countering because the gloves are so small, right? And the distance is different, so it's harder to get that body shot.
Rampage, what was the energy like at Noche being in the sphere? Like, because I keep wondering, because there's just a massive screen behind that audience on the right side. There's no one behind them. It's just all screen, right?
Well, it's a small audience behind them.
Oh, it is.
You didn't see it?
No, I did, but
It's
it doesn't look like a normal. It doesn't look like a normal UFC fight, right?
No. It's like a what you call like a bleacher system behind them.
I think that's what I liked. I liked. It probably was nice to watch it in person, but on TV, I like to see the crowd in the back. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, TJ?
Yeah.
Luke, do you like to see the crowd in the background? Like, they got the little stage up there, although Luke's been doing a lot of like karate combats and that type of thing, so he likes that like weird background stuff.
Luke fought in an NFT in Dubai.
Yeah.
It literally was insane. But Rampage, do you feel like the energy was as usual?
Yeah. I felt like a lot of people was hyped and stuff and pumped to be there. And
that knee was close.
And you guys can't see it.
That's what I mean. I think in person's coming. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I think in person's probably epic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. In person it was dope because I barely even watched the fight. I watched the screen, and it was like a big giant screen up there, like bigger than the cage, and then it was a smaller one over to the side. So it was.
I wonder how distracting that is for the fighters to have a big ass screen of the fight going on. I think that'd be crazy.
I was wondering about that. I wanted to ask one of the fighters next time I see him, was that like distracting at all? Because it wasn't only that going on. It was other graphics and stuff going on
during the fight.
Yeah, if I can remember, like the fighters. Both their silhouettes looked like the what you say the like the Big Dipper. What you call that when you see the
Milky Way?
No, the Big Dipper and the Little Dipper when you got the constellations of the stars.
Yeah,
it looked kind of like that. But as the fighters on these two sides, really
like holograms of them.
Yeah, really big.
Wait, but during the fight, they weren't showing the fight during the fight, were they?
What you mean? Yeah,
like on the screen.
Well, they always do that.
There's
But right in front of the fighter.
Look at the flashes every once in a while. There's some
because it looked. Yeah,
but at the same time,
I guess you'd have to be there.
Really,
on the dome, they didn't have the fight on the dome. They had screens, right?
Yeah, it was part of the dome. It was like big and square, cut out on the side, so you can watch the fight. Where I was sitting, I could watch the fight right there. It was like a big screen. It was bigger than the fight, and then they had little drones flying around the whole time. You see drones flying around the whole time. You see like that where you got right there, like up higher than where the camera angle. Yeah. You can see like the fight, like a big screen of the fight, and then they had like a smaller one to the right of it over there by the bleachers. I mean, by the different.
Now, and to that point, Rampage, during this Zell Hoover fight, we saw the audience going wild where Zell Hoover almost got knocked out, and then he's just literally staying alive inch by inch. What was the energy like? What did you see from him during that? Because that was fight of the night, and that was one of the craziest rounds I've ever seen. Night? Yeah,
I mean, it's the most technical fight.
It was insane. Sure. I mean, he literally almost.
That left hook.
Yeah, he almost got knocked out like 3 times within 10 seconds.
I didn't see nothing different
the whole time.
I didn't see nothing different from the crowd from any other fight. I think everybody was pumped and everybody was in awe. You know what they did? They gave you like little wrist, like a little thing for your wrist, and it was like a little light show on your wrist.
Oh.
And what would you do with that?
I didn't do nothing with it. I didn't put the motherfucker on.
He dropped him too, huh?
Yeah.
Did they have control of when it goes on and off?
I have no idea. Cause I asked like, what the fuck is this? I thought it was going to be like a little hologram or something.
No, but you go to like
it's like a little light show. I'm like, oh, okay.
I think it's for when like the fighters would walk out and stuff.
Yeah, they light up. They light up, but like they got control of when it lights and when it doesn't light up.
Yeah, but it was something different. But I heard like rumors that when somebody gets slammed, your seats were going to shake. But we was on the floor. We had like seats like this, so we wouldn't.
Yeah,
I was curious about that.
Yeah, I'm just super excited to see kind of the advancement if the production match the hype because it looked incredible. So I wanted to kind of get insight on the stadium, the sphere.
The chair should give out body shots when you get hit in the body.
Oh my God. Oh, damn, I felt you. No, I think they should most definitely go back to the sphere again.
Yeah.
What was the highlight for just the visuals? Like, I mean, they threw a lot of things up there, but like anything stand out?
Yeah, man. They had like I kind of that thing like I post. Oh man,
he's done.
Yeah, this was it. This was the round. Yeah, this was round 3, and this is just where it goes crazy.
Here's when he could have went to the body.
He hates straight punches. He's like, I'm throwing all hooks
and body shots. You just wing him all to the head. But that's part of his experience. He's going to learn from this.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not a fighter, but sitting around 3 world champions and one of the best coaches, how do you train a guy to have this much heart, not to just give up and go down?
You can't train
this looks
that.
Incredible.
That's what Coach was saying earlier. You can't train that.
Hard work, dog. The harder you work, the more heart you have.
He literally won't give up. And that's what Eric Nixick was saying before the fight, is Eric was saying that what he loves about the guys that he brings to the UFC is that they are all dogs. Like he's like so highly appreciative of how much energy and how much effort these guys put in that practice at Extreme Couture.
But why he won't grab him? Is he because is he loopy from the punches?
What do you mean, grab him, like take him down?
Somebody punch you, stuff like that, grab him or something.
He's more of a striker, I believe.
Slow him down, yeah.
Yeah, he must have
go
just
back to
worked
that
on
Mexican heart, huh?
Yeah, but I think you're right though, Luke. Too is you can improve it. You can improve your heart. You can improve through conditioning and hard work and wanting it so bad that's going to give you the extra ticker to go in there. But
this fight is sick.
100%.
I mean, Zellhuber literally stands there in the pocket, bangs with the dude. He's ready to fall over, and he doesn't stop throwing. And it's 2 minutes of this.
See, this kid could also work on changing his speeds up a little bit, maybe touch, and dig down to the guts. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he is starting, like, he's forced to right now because he's getting a little fatigued, letting it all go, right, TJ?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's going to learn to place his shots a little better.
Like his eyes, he's doing it because he's getting tired. But
his eyes are getting experience right now, being in this, this firefight.
Yeah.
And look at that! Oh,
that was good vision.
Beautiful. Yeah, it was beautiful. He's getting better just through this fight right now. At that, when he goes back to the gym, you know what I mean. He's going to be sharper on that vision that you just said, TJ. You know, and countering in there with it.
Zellhuber is still coming back with clean shots.
Yeah,
it just doesn't make any sense how fucked up he got, and then still landing such.
Yeah, he was rock for a minute, but now he got his wits back. Now he came. He's
just getting clipped up back and forth.
Well, there's the shot. You should have done that a while ago.
Yeah. He should at least grab and try to clinch him.
Yeah.
You always wonder, I mean, like, you guys, nobody can answer this better than the three of you guys, but at the end of the day, the thoughts that go through your head and fucking, you don't know what's affecting what. You don't know. His fucking ankle might be just fucking driving him nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean that sarcastically, but at the same time, he's in a fucking war right now, and we're going, God, you should have just why? There you go, shoot, you dipshit. He's like, are you kidding me, dude? I can't fucking, I can barely stand.
I agree with you 100%. Yeah. I remember when Vanderlei was kneeing me in the face. He kneed me like 15 times. And I remember what I was thinking. I was like, he's going to get tired soon. I don't know.
I'm going to get him. He's going to get tired.
I don't know why I didn't think, like, grab him, try to get out of the clinch. I was like, but you rock, you're right. You rock, you don't know where your mind. I mean, I was like,
he's gonna get tired from kneeing me in the face. This face will take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
He's gonna
that's it, right?
Yeah. Great point, Coach Parillo.
Yeah.
And right here we see when it goes, obviously right before it goes to the decision, but we see Zellhuber just take, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 in a row, and he's still standing.
But if he would have switched up his tempo, like Parillo was saying, instead of like seeing red and going for the kill, if he would have slowed down, seen the openings,
maybe just touch him a couple shots,
then a big one,
decoy him with shots. It goes back to feints, but punches are decoys or feints as well. You know, like exactly what you're saying. He was able to kind of position himself a little bit better,
find that opening, get the one big punch, and then he's going to sleep. You know,
Luke, how does a guy like Zellhuber during a position like this kind of find his way out of this and not just take it? Is it like Rampage said, clinch up? Like, what do you do to try to?
He's just waiting for him to get tired.
It's tough because obviously it's such a dog fight, but it's like obviously he uses length, but
he's just like he's gonna get tired from punching me soon enough.
But I mean, there's got to be something, right? Like all of you guys have won belts. You've been in that position before where you had to dig deep, like Rampage. Was there ever something that you had in the arsenal that you knew if there was nothing else, just go for a clinch or go for a double leg?
I think a clinch is the biggest thing. He's such a big, tall guy. Like his knees and the clinch, he could have just really locked in. Something he should work on rather than just being more of like he uses his length well, but when the guy gets in tight, you got to have another option.
Right.
And so if he gets that clinch option, really holds underhook, overhooks, and then those knees would have killed that dude.
Yeah, he'd be way more dangerous if he utilized that Muay Thai clinch.
Man, that was a close fight.
Definitely a great battle. A lot of heart from both of them. So this was the next card. We had Diego Lopes, which is a Jackson athlete, one of our guys who just shot our new campaign with the watches. I'm wearing one right now. It's the new JX1 from Jackson. It's got the Core Link bracelet.
I guess I need cooler hair like that so I can shoot a commercial too, huh?
Wait, do you have the new J? Oh, he's got one on too. Oh, you got one on too?
I got one on too.
Oh, we all got one.
Let me see.
Oh, we all got one.
Let me see yours, TJ.
Coach, we'll get you one soon. Damn. I mean, obviously you could see. What about the weight, the shine? It felt good in Vegas?
Yeah, man.
Girls were finally hitting on you?
How you know?
See, I told you, Luke. Because Luke told me that you were at the strip club and one of the girls were hitting all over you, and Luke said Rampage just kept giving her ones and she kept hitting on Rampage.
No.
I said, well, Rampage is winning.
No, you full of cap. But when I was walking out of the fights, I went to go get a drink. I was hanging out with a couple of guys there and stuff, and this black girl, she's hitting on me. I shook her hand. She said, "Ooh, nice watch." And then she started talking to me and she asked me for my phone number. No cap.
See what I'm doing
all
for you?
off the watch.
See what I'm doing for you? I appreciate you, brother. Yeah. And I'm glad that you're getting skinny and lean. And you can look good in the watches and the chains, and you're looking phenomenal. TJ, you look great too.
Oh, thanks.
Luke, I don't want to make your head any bigger.
Bro, this
Where
fight
did
was
they get these ring car girls? I just want
like
to know.
I just wanted to smash one with the outfit
I want
on.
to see what's under
stop.
that. Hey,
Rampage
they should've-
wants to
they
have
should've,
sex with one of the
they should've
mariachi
changed
girls.
it up.
Come on, Rampage. That's
what?
crazy.
Like, wear the outfit, babe.
Oh my! See, Rampage be thinking of crazy things like
Why?
that. I
Come
mean,
on.
that's
Why not?
crazy.
What's wrong?
That's crazy.
What's wrong with smashing a girl in a nice, exotic
What
outfit?
have you dressed up your girls in before? Since that's what you be thinking of.
Oh, this is a really good fight.
Okay.
Dude.
Yes, it's a great fight.
Listen, Diego Lopez, one of the biggest rising stars, comes out the gate swinging, and
Just
Brian
rewind
Ortega
that for
is
me,
a
please.
legend.
Yeah, rewind it. Ortega walked into the. He walked into
so I train with Ortega. I love Ortega. He's a great human being. I don't know Lopez, or I know he's a Jackson athlete. I was rooting for Ortega just because I've trained with him a bunch. But watch, so we're talking about the longer guy trying to control the distance, and we know that Lopez has got power, but for some reason Ortega's just like throws it out the window. Like he comes too hard with that double jab. He's wide open for that overhand right.
He walked right into look at
Boom.
him.
oh, that's a double shot.
But TJ,
Just
break that
nasty.
down because the whole internet wants to hear from you on this. The double jab is literally what opens him wide open for Diego just to come in with all the
If
power.
you're fighting a guy with power and he's going to throw everything behind every punch and he's a counter fighter, like that double jab, you need to use it more at a distance and with feints. If he's crowding the distance with his jab, which is going to leave him ready for that overhand right. Because think about it, when you're throwing that jab and you're going to pump it again, it ain't coming all the way back to your face, right? So he's gaining ground. He's throwing a double jab, which is perfect for him just to duck and chuck and throw a lot of power in that right hand. Unfortunately, Ortega just kind of threw it all out the window and just went for it, which I like that fighting spirit of him. But when you're fighting a guy like Lopez and you know he's got lunchbox for hands and he's going to fucking knock your lights out, like you gotta be a little bit smarter with coming in.
Yeah.
Just fast energy. Lopez has always come out of the gates so hot, and he's sharp. It's the one thing you do with a guy like that. You like keep your distance and start playing the outside game, and just kind of ease your way into those ones.
Throw some kicks, stay
Video
on the
one more
outside,
time. Rewind that one more
get
time.
him to overcommit, and then use your takedowns, which I'll talk about in the next fight. Is like
Yeah.
what Valentina did a very good job at, was like keeping the distance and getting Grosso overly aggressive and able to use it as a takedown.
I just want to say one thing. We run that overhand left hook come again. Look at this. Watch how he lands it. He come in. He sees that he's finna come in again. He timed it.
Here's the next one. Here we go. It's right here. It's right here.
No.
Here it is. Just wait. Be patient. Be patient. Break.
Are you all right? You see that? You see that? That would have knocked out most people.
Most people.
I mean,
and then he hits him with a clean uppercut right here. Boom, boom.
That would have knocked out most people.
got
Ortega got.
He goes in and out. If you watch it, I think 2 or 3 times he goes in and out, in and out, in and out, and then he stays in and pop, pop, and he puts them together. We lets one throw the other. I mean, it's beautiful, but I mean,
Brian Ortega is a legend, one of the toughest guys in the game. I mean,
let's talk about balls.
Yeah.
Jesus
There we go.
fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
That combo would have knocked out most people.
Oh, it would have folded anybody else on the roster.
All his, especially all the wars that the guy's already been through. You know what I mean, right? I mean,
He's
been
Mexican.
He's gone through all these wars,
You know,
and he's
like-
still got it in his, he's still got it in the tank.
He's got that
Max
fight in
Holloway put
Which one's Mexican in this fight?
Ortega.
So is
He's
well,
Mexican American.
I mean,
yeah, and Diego's from Brazil, but he's been living in Mexico, training in Mexico for years.
Well, how come he got a Mexican last name?
Who?
Lopez.
Lopez.
No, it's with an S, not a Z.
What's the difference?
One's Brazilian, one's Mexican. Diego was born
Brazilian.
Diego was born in Brazil, but he moved to Mexico with Alessandro and all those guys to train, and he's been living in Mexico for like 10 years.
So he speaks Spanish?
Yeah, like 8 to 10 years, I think. Right, Vinny?
Spanish, yeah.
Portuguese
like that,
is
yeah.
very close to Spanish.
Yeah, it is.
So
yeah.
is Italian. It's all the same thing.
Do you speak any Portuguese?
Yeah.
You speak in Italian?
Yeah, si parla italiano, tutto bene.
What
Yo
you-
hablo español muy bien. I speak like 6 languages. Se va se bien. I speak French.
Cap.
What do you mean, cat?
You just made some shit up.
What did I make up?
You made up all that shit.
Test me in one of the languages.
Say something in Italiano.
Tutto bene. Means
Say,
very
say
good.
something.
Tutto
Say
bene.
something different.
Yeah, say something different.
Tu vuoi mangiare? Do you want to go eat?
Manjanas.
No, what do you want to eat? What do you want to eat?
Manjanas.
What is that?
Vagina.
Mangina. Sounded like
Are you saying I
mangina.
got a man vagina? Is that what you're saying?
You asked me what I want to eat.
I got a mangina. That's what Rampage keeps saying. I got a mangina.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what you said. Hey, I do have to admit though, you've been looking fresh lately, and I can imagine that the girls are all over you. So I'm very appreciative of how respectful you've been. You've been very great, being on time, showing up to everything, and you do need to get the shout out. I've been bullying you and teasing you too much lately,
Yeah,
and
you-
I'm not
you're a bully,
giving you the
bro.
respect you need. So
Thank you,
I just want to
bro.
let you know I'm behind you, brother, and I got your back right here.
Fuck off.
No, come on, I got your back right here. Why would you do that? And I was trying to meet you halfway like the Black Eyed Peas. Man, that's crazy.
You know what I was also impressed with Lopes, because after his last fight, right, when he fought Ige, his cardio. I thought his cardio wasn't there. So I told Ortega, like, get this one in a 5-round fight, right? Like, because you can go the distance. I'm not too sure about Lopes, but this fight looked different. So maybe it was the adrenaline from the Ige fight and all the antics and shit that was going on, because Lopes did not get tired this fight.
100%. That fight was on and off, and then the opponent switched this day of. I mean, that's pretty big.
But do we give Diego any credit that the dude's fighting a guy 20, 30 pounds heavier than what he's used to, draining him out quicker? I mean, Dan's a beast, so Dan really knew how to use that against him, or should it not matter? On that fight specifically.
He is a 45-pounder, though.
Dan is a tough dude, man.
They
He's
both went up in
well-rounded.
weight, at least 20 pounds.
Yeah,
for
but
Diego.
they're both the same weight class.
Yeah.
So he's not like, his frame's not that much bigger than him, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Diego was in here a few times at Jackson with Alessandro and Jason House, and they were training. And one of the biggest statements I think this fight needed to make was, is the hype as real as everybody thinks? Can he sit there and bang with the best of them? Does he have the heart, like TJ said? Does he have the cardio? And I think Diego proved all of that in this fight.
Yeah.
And like TJ, you said the first thing you said to me is, this guy's got hands. It's real.
He's just got power.
Yeah.
He puts everything into it, right? Like,
I just like his demeanor in between rounds too. Do you just see how he's like calm
down.
myself down? That's like that's a sign of something good for the future.
Coach Parillo, what do you look for in a fighter in between rounds? That's a great call, Luke. Like, is there something that you look for in a fighter to see if his head's in the right space?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't have to look too hard. It's either going to be in the wrong place or the fucking right place, man. And you're just like, I'm hoping it's in the right place. But I mean, you know where the head's at by the way the fight's going, you know, and how he handles it if he's falling behind. You know, if he starts getting like Brian. Look at Brian made a huge adjustment in his brain. This isn't a physical adjustment. He's still kind of going in batting and his head a little up in the air so he can still get touched. You know, so there's not like a fundamental change that he's made. He just, you know, it almost you see that with Brian a little bit. He likes to get his ass kicked a little bit. God bless. I love Brian too. Like, there's some guys like that. They got to get hit first, or they got to have a reason for fighting their ass off, you know, and that's a mental thing.
Rampage, was there something you ever did in between rounds that helped cool yourself down or get you ready for the next round?
I don't remember much of any of my fights in between rounds.
Yeah, I think there's times, and like sometimes you know, but then sometimes you get in a dogfight, you get hit with a big shot, then you're going off like, you know, just instinct really. You're going in there and you're not computing too much. I've been in a lot of fights where I've had great fights, but you know, there's those fights where you in between rounds you're so composed, like everything's in slow motion. Yeah. I remember like when I fought Bisping the first time, after the round was over, because I said I was going to knock him out in the first round, I was like, and then I proposed like $100,000 bet, and he didn't take it, and I was like, I finally let it go.
They give you a line on that one?
Huh?
They give you a line for that one?
I know, a line. And I was like, I'm gonna take it out. And so like after the first round, I remember like we split up, but I got him pretty good the first round. But right as the round ended, he's like, first round, huh? Like he yelled at me. I was like, this motherfucker. I'm gonna get him the next round.
I remember thinking during my fights, like sometimes like, oh, I need to pick it up. I'm losing. That gave me motivation to come out the next round. I always thought I was losing, even if I wasn't sometimes when I go back and watch the fight, but I always think in my mind, like, oh, I'm losing. I need to do more.
What about in terms of like the double leg right now, or like shooting in? We see Brian shooting in on Diego, and Diego kind of like stuffing it or getting out of it, not going to the ground as much. Both of these guys are top tier jiu-jitsu athletes. Is there something different that you thought you would have seen from them, TJ?
So if Ortega's going to shoot those shots, he's got to set them up better with his hands, right? Like he's got to actually put some power behind his shots. So Diego's going to cover with both hands, so he can't like push away. And unfortunately, Ortega wasn't able to like apply too much power to Diego because Diego was countering with big punches. So the timing needed to be punch, get ready for the counter, slip the counter, hit the takedown kind of thing, right? So if you got a counter fighter, you got to commit so that he's going to commit and then catch him on his timing, you know? But unfortunately, I just don't think that was like.
Did you talk to Ortega going into the fight a lot? I
didn't. No. Mm-mm.
Did you guys used to train together?
Yeah, I trained with him at Tiki's gym my last couple years of fighting. I was getting ready for the Sandhagen fight. He was there training. Oh wow! And then for my Sterling fight, he was helping me a bunch with some jiu-jitsu in the back defense and stuff.
Who would you say jiu-jitsu is better? Here's a Lopes.
I think Ortega's got the better jiu-jitsu.
Ortega's more refined.
Yeah.
But Diego's just faster. It's so hard. This guy's got so much intensity and fast. And like there's just a different intensity in the fight.
Different body types, right? Like Diego's like a fast twitch, like explosive athlete, and I'd say Ortega's like your typical slow squeeze. Because when he grabs something like a darce or a triangle, that motherfucker can squeeze forever.
Who, Ortega?
Ortega, yeah, and he can grab a guillotine and just hold on to it forever. Like he doesn't get tired that way, you know. To where like a very explosive athlete like Diego, like if he squeezes a guillotine for too long, then he's gonna gas out.
He's like Charles Oliveira. It's just a quick, flashy jiu-jitsu, but then you have like Ortega is more of like an Islam, where it's slower, it's more precise, but it's more effective.
I'm impressed with Diego's striking though.
Yeah, very good.
Because honestly, going into this fight, I haven't seen Lopez fight that many fights, so I thought that Brian Ortega was going to like finish him, like submit him or really? Knock him out, ground and pound, something like that.
No. Something that I think it was Anik that kept saying.
I've never seen. I never really seen him fight.
Listen,
I'm just saying.
You can't just look at Rampage and say no.
That
was crazy. That was really rude. I think he owes you an apology.
He owed me an apology.
Hey, you owe him an apology. We're one team on this podcast. This isn't a fight. This is a team, and don't lose the locker room now, champ.
I'm just saying. I made some money off the fight. I picked it.
I know, but you got it. You got that was rude. This is your dog right here. You guys are friends. Give him love. I'm sorry about that.
Rampage.
Hey, you can't blow smoke out of your nose.
Drinks next time.
All right.
On Diego.
Not on camera. Blowing smoke out of your nose like Khaleesi the dragon from Game of Thrones. It ain't the move, champ.
What you trying to say, man?
I just don't think you should be doing that weird stuff.
All right. So you trying to tell me you don't like dragons?
No, I'll take anything, but I just don't know.
But do you like dragons?
Yeah.
Good, because I'm going to be dragging these nuts all across your mouth.
Got it.
Really? I'm over here getting him to say sorry. I'm in your corner.
Hey, Bear just got a little hard on him.
Oh, my God.
That's crazy.
Hey, the table's tipping.
Hey, Luke, I have a question.
What you got?
When you were growing up, did you ever blow bubbles?
This is a great fight.
Good answer.
All right. Listen, going into round 3, 4 minutes left. Was there anything special that you saw from Diego and Brian going into this round, Rampage, TJ?
Nothing different. Ortega needed to finish the fight, but he didn't have the wrestling to get him down or the power to really.
The Jackson Podcast Discord kept asking, why didn't D'Lo jump all over Brian every time he would knock him down or Brian would fall or maybe he missed a shot, got stuffed, and he would go to the floor? Why didn't Diego Lopez
jump on him? He knew that his striking was more powerful, and why follow him to the ground when that's kind of Ortega's chance, right? He's T-City, he's Triangle City all day, right? So stay out of it, especially when you're doing this to him, right? Like when you're piecing him up and you got power in your hands, like stay on your feet.
Man, it's a tough fight, man. Ortega really took so many shots. He's still fighting his ass off.
He's a dog.
How many more fights do you think Ortega has behind him? He's such a crowd favorite.
He's going to 55s, which I think is good for him.
What weight class is this right here?
145.
How old is Ortega, you know?
I think he's mid-30s. I don't know, though.
How many more years do you think he has on him, TJ?
It all kind of just depends how this career continues to go, right? I think 55s is the move. As you get older, you definitely shouldn't go down in weight. You should go up.
He still got a chin for sure.
Yeah.
He's fighting his ass off through it.
Yes, he is.
So he for sure has a few more fights left in him.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Awesome.
He's got the dog in him still, dude.
Yeah, he's such an OG, and I feel like he's one of the last OGs left in the UFC right now.
If I was a judge, I would have gave this fight to Ortega.
You would have given the fight to Ortega.
I would have gave this fight to Ortega.
If you were a judge.
If I was the judge, if I was one of the judges.
That's why you ain't a judge.
Hold on.
That's why you ain't a judge.
That's fucked up.
Hold on, let me get this right.
That ain't fucked. You be stealing money out of someone's pocket.
That was a nice takedown.
I fucking hate judges that are like that.
Wow, TJ wants war with you now.
Well, because I've lost fights to a bullshit judge that would stole millions of dollars out of me.
Like who? Yeah. Like what?
When we were just talking about today, when I fought Dominic Cruz, like I was on a long win streak, like I would have been. That's stealing millions of dollars out of my pocket. I would have fought Uriah after that. Like Conor McGregor built up this whole red panty night between us two. Like I got fucked because of Tony Weeks. Tony Weeks is the biggest dipshit out there. Weeks? He's a boxing judge that was judging MMA, and he scored it. I really believe he almost mixed us up, like on who was who, because he scored them the complete opposite. Like his strongest rounds he gave to Cruz, and then or other way around. So like my strongest rounds he gave to Cruz, and Cruz is the mine kind of thing, you know.
Did you ever contest it?
No. What are you going to fucking do?
Yeah, you can't contest.
You can't contest a fight in the UFC?
I don't think you can.
I mean, you can, but it's like
Good luck.
Has
Yeah.
anybody
There's fights that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like the people. You're not.
Well, there's worse
It
than
doesn't
mine.
happen.
There's way worse than mine.
That's what I mean. There's
Yeah.
been way worse. But
I'm
you're
gonna tell
right
you
about
why.
yours.
I'm gonna tell you why I would have gave it to Ortega because
You better support it with factual evidence.
yeah, I'm finna tell you why. Because look how he's fighting. Look at it. He took those 2 punches in the first round, and he came back and he landed some good jabs. And look.
Come on, bro.
No, let me finish. Hear me out. Hear me out.
there too. You were there.
I was there.
Yeah, you did see something we didn't.
I saw some stuff y'all didn't see.
Okay.
What's funny? Hold on. No.
I'm waiting.
You're
I'm
funny.
waiting.
You're
I'm
funny
waiting.
guy.
But
I'm waiting.
look at him. He's coming back. He's in the fight, standing in the face. This guy already knocked him down almost the first round, first couple seconds, first minute in the fight, and he's still in the guy's face. Look, he's throwing punches.
So this was the technique you were trying to do against Vanderlei.
That's rude.
You know, just like I'm gonna win this. I'm gonna win this fight just by being tough.
Oh,
Yeah.
You don't win a fight by getting your ass kicked.
He should win on the cards for he should get toughness points.
No, there's
he's
no
like-
toughness points.
He should get look at him. He said,
You get toughness points with the fans, but not on the
Rampage, what are you
scorecards.
trying to say?
I'm salty ever since I lost my belt to Forrest this way.
Watch.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean,
What does Ortega have to do with Forrest?
That's true. He's got to go. He's got he's feeling salty because
Yeah,
Forrest Griffin got the belt by getting his ass kicked from him.
exactly. So Forrest showed toughness and they gave him the fight. How come Ortega can't?
I
do
see
that?
where you're taking this now. All right, I got you.
Oh, you did bring
He
some
got a lot
factual.
of love, didn't he?
Yeah. See,
I get where you're coming from, Rampage, and you having a history and
Look at his
being a
face.
champion. I understand.
look at the faces put next to each other.
I know.
Tell me one. It's like kind of similar to
So basically,
Johnny Hendricks and George St. Pierre. Hey, I mean, that was a horrible decision too.
Yeah.
Johnny Hendricks couldn't stuff any of those double legs from George St. Pierre.
yeah, I think this is what I think. I think sometimes if you give the decision to the opposite guy, then everybody going to crack down on it. How come they didn't crack down on it after I lost my belt to Forrest? They didn't.
But you pieced up Forrest the whole time.
No, I think he won 2 rounds.
Yeah, but you were piecing him up. I think they gave it to Forrest because they wanted someone that they could control and that they had as their own little in-house
I was
champion.
at that fight.
You was at that fight?
What do you think about that fight, Forrest versus Rampage?
I thought, because you were the champion as well. You know what I mean? You should have got the nod, but I mean, it is what it is, right?
Right. So
You
that's
can't
why I'm
really-
saying I would have gave the fight to Ortega. Cause look, he showed hard in it. He showed hard. Look at it. He's
But
getting.
you're joking at the same time.
Yeah, I'm joking.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, make that clear for the audience. So they
Yeah.
don't think my co-host is going crazy.
No, I think the audience know I joke around.
No, they don't.
Because I'm boys with Ortega. I never met Lopez.
Bro, you've done
He's in
2
here.
podcasts with him. He's been here 5 times. He's a Jackson athlete.
I never did a podcast with him because I promise you I didn't do it because I would have made fun of his hair.
We did dinner.
I
He
wasn't there.
I was there though. He wasn't there.
I never done a
dinner with
podcast.
him to celebrate him winning.
I never.
Yeah, you
Rampage
had
did
never
the
been here.
podcast the next
Yeah,
day.
we swapped you out with Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Oh man, that's
I never
when we were
met
trying
him.
to substitute Rampage for Tyrone Woodley. We realized it wasn't going to work. So we had to
First
bring
off,
Rampage
his
back.
name is Tyron, not Tyrone.
Tyrone.
It's not Tyrone.
Tyrone?
And second off, second off,
T.
second off.
Just call him T. Just call him Mr. T.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my! You got to be kidding me.
You got to be kidding.
You got to be kidding
You got to
me.
be kidding.
White belt in the podcasting world.
What's his name?
I'm on sleep.
You got to be kidding me.
He's getting paid, I think.
Yeah.
That's a stupid spam call stuff.
No, don't blame it on spam. That's you. That's you, Geek Squad.
Yeah,
That's
if I
mine.
was-
turn it off.
Dog, sleep.
If you were here,
I would have made fun of his hair.
Why would you do that?
I would have asked him, why did you do that? Why would you do your hair like that?
Why don't you tell everybody about the meme you sent me of Diego Lopez near a photo of Joe Dirt and you were trying to clown him and
No,
I
I
said
didn't
we're not
do
doing
that.
that.
No,
Well,
I
I'll
didn't.
pull the meme right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna do it.
I didn't send you that.
Hey, the Jackson Podcast Discord wants to know, after this fight, Diego Lopez going into number 3 ranking now. Dana White was saying it from the stands. Do you think he gets a fight with Ilia Topuria, go to Spain, fighting the biggest stadium in the world?
Holloway's going to beat Taporia.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I
I
hope
don't
so.
know about that.
I hope so.
That's tough.
Well, I'll actually wait. Pause the TV before we go into this fight. Do you really think that that's going to happen?
I do believe he's got the right style to beat him. You know, he's tough enough to take any of his shots early, and he's gonna be able to keep him at distance. He's got good boxing. He's got good distance control. I think that Ortega's punches and bunches, kind of like a Diaz style, could wear out Topuria.
What do you think, Luke? Topuria or Holloway?
Poirier's impressive. He's got commitment. I mean, Max has got the range. He's got a lot of technique, but commitment and power and technique that Topuria has.
It's only gonna go so far though if you don't knock him out.
I think
early.
he's good everywhere.
What do you think, Rampage?
About what?
Who are you gonna win, Topuria or Holloway?
Or Holloway.
I don't know who Topuria is.
You
He's the
watched him at
champion right
UFC
now.
Anaheim.
We went to the fight together.
We were all together and watched it. Me, you, Luke, and TJ.
He's the one that knocked out Volkanovski.
Oh yeah, that guy's tough.
The guy with the rose. You remember the rose?
The guy with the rose. You were like, he got all the baddies with him.
Oh yeah, he's tough. Yeah. And he's fighting Holloway next.
Yeah.
You know, I can't go against Holloway.
There we go.
Holloway, a gangster.
He's a G.
How do you think Diego Lopes is going to do against Topuria before we go in the next fight? What, Valentina and Alexa?
I think Topuria would beat Lopez.
You do?
Mm-hmm. They kind of have the same style, but Topuria's boxing is just so crisp. It's very good.
He hits hard.
Yeah.
What do you think, Coach? You're great on striking. You've seen these guys.
Who are we talking about?
Diego Lopez.
Topuria.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on, I mean, they're both actually around the same experience, too, if we really think about it, as far as big level, high level fights, how they handle the pressure of what's going on, with this. But it's tough to bet against that Topuria guy.
He's fast.
He's a beast.
Yeah.
He really does. He's clean. He's strong. But like you said about Max has the boxing capability. We'll just see how long. Max is known for having the best chin in the game. I mean, really.
Yeah, he's never been knocked. Well, he got knocked down by Gaethje, but they didn't.
Yeah,
count
just
it.
recently, and that was at 55 too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So but if his chin holds up, I mean, he can wear him down. I don't know how many times is what's his name gone 5 rounds. Never. I mean, it's a whole different animal.
You see like Poirier. What Poirier was able to do to Max. Topuria's boxing is better than his for sure.
But that was before
Maybe
Max
he's not
actually
as big,
really
like
tried
he's
going.
Two different size guys, though.
Yeah. Size, but he's coming
Topuria's
down to
massive.
size.
Or not Topuria. Poirier's massive.
He is, but now they're coming back down to 45. This was at 55.
That was at 45.
And, it's like, I'm just saying, the similar styles wise, Topuria is a better version of Poirier.
But Poirier's a lot longer. You know what I mean? So like, I keep going. Topuria's got to be close.
No,
I mean, he is. He's a better version. He's a cleaner boxer.
But he's a lot shorter. And
I think he's a
smaller.
righty
shorter.
too, isn't he? Because Poirier's a lefty,
Yeah.
and he's more squatty. He comes down and comes up, blasts your fucking head off.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to have some crazy recaps in the next couple months. Before we go into this fight, something that everybody should know is Diego Lopes wins the fight, runs to the locker room, changes, and runs out to corner Alexa, who's fighting against Valentina because they train together. They've been training partners for a long time and did a lot of active coaching the entire time, was pretty involved, wasn't just there for show. I mean, I thought that was incredible.
This his girlfriend?
No, that's his
his training partner.
Sparring, training, the whole thing.
I got a question about this Valentina. The girl, where is she from?
I think Russia / Georgia. I don't know. She was dancing with Merab after.
Yeah, I know, but how do people feel about her dancing?
She's not Russian.
Do the fans like that dance she do after the fight?
Probably. You don't like it?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I got nothing against her. I think she's a great fighter. I don't want to come off as like disrespectful to her country or nothing like that. But I honestly like to see other girls win over just so I don't see that dance.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know. It's something I just don't like it.
The salsa move. Like,
it's just something about it. I think it's good that you do something. You know, you have something to tell yourself, but that ain't it.
What dance would you like to see her do?
Twerk.
God, no.
You imagine if she just hit the floor and just
So you want her just to hit the floor
Just back that thing up.
all the way?
Oh yeah, like
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur,
straight ghetto style.
the whole club looking at her.
Oh yeah.
Wow, she hit the floor.
Somebody just do the Cardi B in there, just
Wow,
drop it
a
out.
little
Down.
something. So
Yeah,
you just want action.
Yeah, I would like to send Cardi B or somebody there to teach her how to twerk instead of she doing it. No, it's not the dance. It's just the way she turn around and whip her head and do. I don't know.
And does this thing?
Yeah, I don't
You
know.
don't like that.
I don't like that.
So it's a turn off for you.
Rampage,
What?
you like these?
I smash both those golden girls.
Oh, you want the gold girls and you don't like the dancing. Anything else you want to add from your UFC?
You would look like one of those black dudes that makes out with white chicks at the club. It's like white all over you.
Have gold all over my face.
TJ,
Have you
dude,
seen
from
those
the top
videos
row.
where there's a black dude's making out with a white chick and after he's just got like white makeup all over his
Bro,
face?
I used to date this Puerto Rican girl to do that. She have all that makeup and she loves putting her face on my face. And we go out to clubs and people ask me for pictures and then they post it and I see her. I'm like, what the fuck? I used to hate that shit.
Man. So I never watched there are two fights that they had in the past. And when I was watching this live, I was like, how in the fuck did Grasso ever beat her? Because it was so lopsided.
She beat her the first time
I
pretty cleanly. The second time,
Balls,
it was.
go back to balls, man.
yeah.
We were just talking about that earlier. She got her in the last round, right, Luke? I think she got it. She's
just a
she
brawler,
subbed her,
tough.
It just wore down. I think she kind of. I don't remember the whole fight, but I remember that I believe Valentina was winning every round.
Yeah.
And she just gutted it out, got her back, and just stayed with it.
That would make sense.
And Valentina must have, how long does Valentina have the title for?
Yeah, that too.
I mean, think about it. You know?
Yeah, how motivated, yeah.
You got to stay sharp. It's like
And hungry. You got to stay hungry.
Was this fight for the belt?
Yeah, Grosso's got the belt. And when I saw this, I was like, dude, Valenchenko's like leaps and bounds better than her.
The gold gloves Rampage in the UFC now, when both of them are wearing them, that means they're fighting for a belt.
Oh, okay, that's right. I didn't pay attention to that. I was looking at their boobs.
But you were there at the fight.
I thought by this time I was like 5 drinks in.
So you didn't see the belt come out or any of that, or like them say, and the champion, and still.
And there was some black girl twerking in front of you, too.
The girl in front of me had a big old ass.
You were busy.
Yeah, I was.
You were
when I go to
distracted.
I've seen so many fights. I was looking up at all the other stuff. The black girl twerking. There was some other hot girls on this side.
So you're at the Sphere.
And this
at the
fight's
UFC,
boring as shit.
And you're not watching this fight.
This fight's boring.
Yeah, I wasn't.
What do you mean? Right? You didn't like the fight?
I wasn't really. By this time, I wasn't really paying attention to the fight. I went to the restroom a couple times. One of my homeboys from college, Lewis Taylor, was there. I was trying to meet up with him.
Did you say hi to him?
No, I couldn't. He was on the other side, and I said, "I'll meet you by the bathrooms." He went and he said, "I'm here," and he was about the other side of the bathroom. This is
The
my first
GA,
time.
you were in VIP?
No, I think he's one of what's the dude name? Pull out Muhammad's coaches.
Bilal Muhammad?
Pull out Muhammad.
Wait, no, his name's not Bilal.
Huh?
No, his name is Bilal Muhammad.
How you say?
Bilal Muhammad.
You want to do what? Yeah, he's the champ. He's one of his coaches, so he had good seats.
So you were having the time of your life.
Bro, I was enjoying the Spear, hanging out. I bumped into John Jones.
It's called the Sphere, not the Spear. I know you're thinking of Spearmint Rhino, but you were at the Sphere. That's the Spheres in Vegas, not the Spearmint Rhino. You're thinking the Spearmint Rhino.
I wasn't at the Spear.
No, you keep texting me the Spear, and I keep texting you Sphere. It's a sphere, like a circle.
Man, this whole time I thought I was at a Spear.
I know. That's why everybody keeps telling you you're not at the Spearmint Rhino. I know. It's funny.
Oh goddamn!
Rampage, we all go through those weeks.
What's wrong? What's wrong with me?
I don't know. Ribadildo was there though too.
Yeah. Did you meet any chicks? Seems like you're in a drought right now. Seems like you're more happier than ever. Seems like you're just figuring it out now.
Bro, I'm happy not fucking chasing around a lot of chicks and stuff right now. I'm happy. This is happy.
So you're just chasing dudes, or you're just not chasing anything?
I told you and I, we don't have nothing in common.
Okay, I'm just wondering. So right now
you were hanging out with John Jones after the.
No,
I took a picture. Time to talk about this.
I mean, you did bring up something.
Rampage and the John Jones family. You had Chandler Jones there.
Yeah,
Luke?
I took a picture with.
What did you think, Luke?
I didn't see much of it, but I just saw Rampage in the middle.
I saw you with our boy Chandler Jones.
There's a lot of
there
was a lot of big dudes around you, just kind of cuddling.
Yeah, the Jones brothers. I went to go say hello to Chandler and John Jones. I respect John Jones. I got nothing against him.
Did you say hi to Chandler?
Knee kicking motherfucker.
Who eye pokes?
Jones.
I poked
TJ.
Chandler.
What?
He's very known for getting his hands out there, like we were talking about earlier today.
Who is?
John Jones.
He invented that.
Little knee tap.
John Jones invented.
He's got super long arms, so he keeps his arms out to keep distance, but he's always had his
Just
fingers.
defense, right? Good defense.
But hey, honestly, John Jones, he's actually a cool guy.
He's coming on the podcast soon.
I don't believe that one.
What? Should I FaceTime him? Say, yo, come on the podcast.
Man, this is Monday after Vegas. I don't think he'd be up.
No,
and we didn't hear nothing.
Did you ask John Jones if he was fighting? Like, what was the case? Because
yeah,
I mean, what is the rumor and what is the truth?
Out of his own mouth,
he's supposed to be fighting Stipe Miocic
in November.
Out of his own mouth, he said he's fighting Stipe, then he's done. That's what he told me.
John Jones told you after you fight Stipe,
he
he's
did
done.
an interview about it too. It's all over the internet right now.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's what he
look
told
at you
me.
getting the intel. You're like the new Ariel Helwani. Give me some love. Hey, you're out there in the front lines first. Give me some love. You're a real journalist now. Give me some love. Give me some love. Right here.
Yeah, like he said, he told everybody that.
Yeah.
Really?
He did an interview about it.
Yeah.
But you heard it first though.
Well, he told me soon after when the fight was over, we was all leaving. Yeah. I'm like, when you fight, when you get in there? I can't remember what date.
November. It's an MSG card, November.
Oh, yeah, and he said he's done after Steve. I was like, oh shit.
I knew it. Makes sense.
Hey, you saw him taking pictures with Chama?
Oh,
Alice Paredes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They should fight.
How come they was dressed like the village people though?
Who?
What do you mean?
Yeah, we get the cowboy hat on.
Perea had like
cowboy hat, by the way.
A 3-piece vest on.
Yeah, Pierre looks fresh.
Good.
Yeah. Are you mad that Alex looked fresh and you were maybe not looking as fresh?
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Because you had a big ass green shirt on.
Seems like you're being a
Some
little
dickhead
salty.
gave you a big green shirt.
Yeah.
Whatever dickhead.
Some controlling dickhead. Hey, we got to represent Jackson.
Hey, wait, did
Perea? And then what happened?
I ain't had no Jackson shit that fit me.
Why?
I had a Jackson hat.
But because it was all 2XL, but now you're an XL?
Yeah, I want to be. Listen, I go to the fights and stuff like that. You know, sometimes you want to dress fresh.
She wore a mink coat.
Yeah. You should look.
You look
get
good,
your
bro.
It was too hot in Vegas for a mink coat.
So you, Alex, and John Jones all were in a photo right near each other.
No.
Who's the freshest out of you three? Alex,
Alex Paredes.
TJ, you pointed out something. I don't want to pass over that.
I'm just saying that like this was probably Grasso's like closest chance of getting something on her was this guillotine. If she could have got her shoulder down a little bit further, but when she flips her over and mounts her, I thought there was a possibility she could have got the guillotine.
Did we see anything from Grasso?
Look at this right here. If she could have sprawled out a little bit better and get her hips flat and kept her down, oh, dude, if she would have done that, she could have won.
Is Grasso? Is she the girl that got her head?
I thought she was tapping.
I thought she was tapping too.
Yeah,
like
she like does these little tiny ass rabbit punches, and I feel like that was like to kind of confuse her. It's like maybe she's
punching.
She's like, oh no, she tapped.
No, I'm punching.
She's like, let's go, you know.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty smart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, no, I was punching.
No,
see?
I think it's dumb. I think it's dumb because what if the referee would have called the fight? That's why I thought it was dumb. I don't know why she was doing that.
Can one of you guys break down to me why during the fight they keep yelling "Let's work" and then we saw?
Well, that
Joe
was
Rogan.
just the last fight. That was complete fucking bullshit.
All right, we'll go
get
into
to
that.
there,
Let's say that. Let's table that.
Is this the girl that got her face cut open?
No.
Who got the which girl?
That was in an undercard. That was in an undercard. You saw that the
yeah.
entire slice. They said it was probably the worst cut in UFC history.
It's the worst cut I ever seen in
Yeah.
anything.
How did that even happen?
She just kept coming forward the whole time.
Does
too.
anybody know?
Well, she's just
Right now,
from an
bro.
Some people say elbow, some people say headbutt, but I don't know.
Oh Jesus. TJ, something the Jackson Podcast Discord wants to know. Did you see anything from Grasso this fight that shows that her striking or her jiu-jitsu ground game is starting to become on another level, or
I mean, she
meet
throws
this
a lot of
championship level?
attempts on the ground, but she just gets mauled, right? She's just not holding position. She's not strong enough. And her grappling or her striking is kind of like a brawler, right? It's like she's not technical. She's got balls for a chick, like she comes forward, she goes for it. But when it comes to actual technique, Valentina is just way better all around.
Yeah. What do you see, Coach Parillo?
I don't know. I thought Valentino was going to get that.
She could have got a head and arm.
I can't confirm all that. Like in the beginning of the first round, Grasso was on her. She was committing to shots more so. She got great submission attempts. I don't think she's out of this fight at all.
Oh, she got beat for 5 rounds.
Who, Grasso?
Oh yeah.
But not in like a,
It was the first fight that
Most
similar
ideal.
though. The very first fight wasn't Valentina the head. All I remember is her pulling off that submission in the last round. I don't know if it was as close or closer than this or not, but there definitely was a dominance on Valentina's part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we heard the coaches saying like, now's the time. You got to throw everything you got. You got to get in there. You got to throw wild in different ways, I guess. It's just hard, I guess. If you're not a fighter, I don't think anybody really understands what it's like to be in there that 5th round and what else do you have left to throw. TJ, you want to break that down?
As in, you got to
Like
go
just
for it?
like when you hear coaches on these UFC cards saying you got to go for it. I mean, Coach.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump in, but
No,
you know
you're
what
good, man.
happens is when somebody does, you got to knock them out. They've never knocked anybody out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All of a sudden, you're in a co-main title fight. You're like, I have 0 knockouts on me, or maybe I don't know if she does or not. I'm not talking about this girl here, but there's, you can't make chicken soup out of chicken shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. It's right though. Like you got to train it in practice.
yeah,
right?
you got to already have that, or and it's had to show up in fights before where you clean somebody. Like the first couple rounds where you're the strongest, right? Usually, but at the end of the day, I mean, she was too late. She was late to catch up to this race. And you don't have knockouts. It's hard to all of a sudden spring a knockout on somebody when you're not known for doing that. Sorry, go ahead. TJ.
No, I agree with you completely. It's just I think what the coaches are saying, right? If anyone should say if they're saying you gotta finish her, it's like throw caution to the wind. Stop throwing technique. Just throw fucking bombs and go after it. Like I think a lot of people are afraid to be a highlight reel, right? Like they don't want to be the one getting knocked out, so you have a little bit of caution to the
Fighting
wind.
not to get knocked out.
Yeah,
So they're
fight-
just trying to survive as opposed to trying to win the fight. is what-
Exactly.
yeah.
And it's like you've lost 4 rounds. It's like I want you to throw every ounce of haymakers you got in you. That's how I take it. I've never been in the situation to where like I had to get a knockout. But that's what I would. I mean, if that was the case, like I'm just gonna fucking bite down the mouthpiece and look like a fucking asshole and go for it.
these girls are so evenly matched. It's a strategic fight for the most part. The only way they're finishing each other is in the first 2 rounds. I mean, realistically, it's like they're so well conditioned and they're so evenly matched. It's like they're not gonna. in the last round, like what can you do to really finish the fight?
Well, because she did it once before. That's how she won the title. She did it in the
What-
last
what-
round. So
was it the last round?
coaches, the coaches
But
got
it's-
to be like, hey, remember
They
what you
get to
did
know
last
each other.
time?
Yeah.
But it wasn't from. It was what TJ said. She let caution the win. She said, "Go fuck yourself. I'm gonna try to win this," and went for it. But now since then, she's been champion. She's been a TV show,
Got a
Ultimate
lot more to
Fighter.
lose.
So she's got a lot more exposure, a lot more fame, a lot more bullshit around her.
Yeah.
So you start, forgetting about that a little bit.
I guess it's hard too. Yeah.
You're right.
I guess it's hard in the UFC because these guys, once they get the belt, now they want to make money. They're in shows, they're getting sponsorships, they're doing all these things outside the cage. The last thing they want to do is they think it's going to mess up all those new ways that they've made more money.
Well, guess what
than
messes
fighting.
all that up? Losing. So fucking go, dude. You know what I mean? Like losing messes it all up, you know?
Who's the champion in this fight right now?
Grasso.
She's going for it. But she's just too sloppy, and Valentina's countering everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I've been here. I've been waiting for him to
So
come
now,
over. I don't know what's going on.
Luke, the closer we get to you, the more excited you get. So I'd like to keep my space. What's wrong, Rampage? You don't like that? Rampage, what's wrong?
All right, we got 10 seconds left of this fight. Can we fast forward even the last 10 seconds? I mean, I was just so over this fight, dude. The whole time. I was lifting weights when this fight was going on.
Hey, he sent me a video. Yeah, he sent me a
TJ's
video.
always lifting weights, huh?
Hey, TJ was on Joe Rogan.
I want no fucking neck. I want to be hardly fit. I want to hardly fit through that door. You know what I mean?
TJ Romero.
I'm not kidding you. It's 1 a.m. TJ shows up to the office. We're designing some product. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to order a bunch of burgers and chicken sandwiches and milkshakes. He's like, I want none of that. But I ordered for like 20 of us. So
He
it's
always does.
So it's
At 1 o'clock in the morning.
1 a.m. And I'm just like, yo, let's just get a quick little, I'm just lifting weights. I'm getting jacked. I'm doing like 500 push-ups. I'm trying to enjoy my life. I go, yo, let's hit a little photo. I mean, right now, this is what 2 basically all natural athletes look like. So I'm shredded to the gills.
Why are you
right?
laughing at that comment?
Well, because I know I'm not.
Well, I only eat organic
which tells
food.
you what he is.
So I only eat organic food. So whatever. But I take this photo. Next thing I know, we're on Joe Rogan. He's like, yo, TJ's looking bigger than ever. And I'm flexing. I got a 12-pack. I'm like, yo, we made it. And I send it to him. He's like, yeah, I'll look at it later. He's like, yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I'm like, no, bro, we're flexing. Joe Rogan pulled up the photo of us. I got a 12-pack. Every girl's like hitting me up, like, yo, what's up? Remember me? I'm like, I'm back. And so I thought it was amazing. What? I mean, don't laugh, coach. This guy's laughing over there. I thought it was amazing. TJ, I appreciate it.
Of course.
I can always count on you to show up to the office at 1 a.m. This guy works harder than anybody I know.
Man, one of the best parts I think would be like imagine having a viewing thing outside the sphere.
Yeah.
Watch it on the. That's the coolest
free.
shit.
That'd be dope. But I don't think they show the fight though. They just probably show.
They show highlights.
They show the highlights where people driving by. They can see it.
But if they did it again, just broadcasting into all Las Vegas, oh my god!
Do one of those free fights on there or something.
Bro, that'd be
dope.
dope.
That'd be
So this
sick.
is a big fight, and Coach Parillo knows a lot about this division. He coaches Chito Vera. We have Merab versus Sean O'Malley, who had the belt going into the night. And a lot of people were saying the same thing. If Merab can get him to the floor, he could win. But Sean's Chris, Sean's this, Sean's the champion, X, Y, and Z. We saw a lot of hype going into the fight, and the odds were forever in Sean's favor. Now, when the fight started, like TJ, you said this morning, it's just things you probably didn't expect. So,
I mean, it's not that I didn't expect it. Like, I knew that, so I was talking about this fight. It's very, very close when it comes to the betting odds. And even when I had to go and pick even when I had to go and pick the fight, it's like I knew Merab had a chance to just pressure the fuck out of him. The guy's a Tasmanian devil, never stops, continues to shoot shots. Like, you always know it's a possibility, but I thought, especially after watching how O'Malley's composed himself and how well he's done on his feet, using his feints, using his distance, using his angles, I thought that he'd be able to keep that distance and control. It was hard for Aljo to take him down and spark him. That's what I thought could happen as well, right? I didn't think it was going to be this easy for Merab. Merab made him look weak, very weak.
Can I tell you something I've been thinking about for a while? I feel like Sean O'Malley never wanted to fight Merab, and Merab made.
Well, he's gonna make the fight ugly.
Yeah, but he made that fight happen, right? With his trolling on the internet and stuff like that, and you can see it in his face. O'Malley, it's hard to mentally get into a training camp and do all this stuff because you think it negative, like I didn't want this fight. I didn't want this fight.
Yeah,
and you can see.
What about this? How crazy
Does anyone
was
know
this?
what they were talking about there?
It's it was Tim Welch talking shit to Merab while the fight's going on.
Tim Bosch?
Tim Welch is
Tim Welch,
is Sean's coach, and
Oh,
they
he
have a
can't-
history of this because of the Aljo fight.
What, he's just You can talk as much shit as you want.
I know. I didn't know that was a rule.
I know, but here's the back history. Aljo would say that Tim would be telling Aljo, yo, you got to go, Aljo. You got to go, Aljo. And Aljo said this going into the fight that should be kind of like illegal, this counter coaching. I don't know if he said the term illegal, but definitely it was.
Why, though? That's fucking stupid.
I don't know. This is just what happened.
Yeah.
So going right when this fight started, right when it started, Tim was yelling at Merab probably the same thing, and Merab was over it. But Merab said in the press conference that he had told Herb Dean, like, yo, my bad, and then I'll get back to fighting. But it definitely threw off the entire first round start point.
You wanted to show off, but that was close. Dude, I'd say the first 2 minutes of this fight, O'Malley looked good. Like, he was feinting, he was hitting the body, he'd hit a couple sprint crosses with his left hand. I thought he looked good the first couple minutes of this round, but then after that, it was the whole Merab show the entire time.
I don't think Merab was patient. He's super smart. Took his time every round. That's the biggest thing. Obviously, rushing in, what Aljo did, he got caught. He leave openings. You can't leave openings with this guy's a sharpshooter.
O'Malley's got the skills to beat this guy, though. He unfortunately just did not use them. Like how he could feint to freeze him. He's got to hit his sprint crosses, get outside of his shoulders so the takedown's not there. What we call in the Bang Muay Thai system, you slap a hook and get outside so you can start punching from outside of his shoulders, right? When you're outside of his shoulders, the takedowns aren't there because all he's hitting is a blast double leg. He's going to get you to the cage or hit a blast double leg. So if you can stay outside of his shoulders with your punches, like the takedowns aren't there. Obviously, it's going to happen here and there, but not as easy as Merab was able to do it.
Luke, you talked a lot about the kicks and the way that you can use length in the fight, and you were talking about Sean and Merab going to the fight, the way Merab would have to blast those double legs, or the way he'd have to lift them up when he hits the double legs, different things like that. You want to touch upon what you saw during this fight?
I mean, O'Malley's more of a puncher, not really a kicker, especially not power kicks. I'm fighting a wrestler like this, I'm sweeping his leg. I'm going hard kicks, and I'm taking that front leg out. I want to take his base. There. But O'Malley's just all hands. He's trying to pick those shots, but Rob was just so sharp.
That step cross, dude.
Coach Parillo, you've had a battle against Sean twice. One Cheeto won, and then obviously the most recent for the belt. What did you see from Sean in this fight that probably was not like him or that looked off?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say because he's a real rhythmic fighter too. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, I know TJ is a real rhythmic fighter, so he understands that. And a lot of times when rhythmic, you get in front of awkwardness. It's way harder. You're almost better off in front of a guy that's slick, and fast, because
you know what they're doing.
Yeah,
right?
The guy with a lot more coordination where. He's got a herky-jerky offbeat rhythm. The new champ was Merab.
Merab's got ugly style.
Yeah, and sometimes ugly works.
He does,
and one thing that ugly doesn't always work, but you have to have the heart and the guts. Let's go back. I'm not going to keep on talking about that with everybody, but this guy, you can feel a man's energy and his pressure, too, when he's in front of you. We don't see what's going on when they're not exchanging. We don't feel what each other's base has, and just he could feel. Believe me, Sean's a smart motherfucker, and he's feeling the energy of this guy. He's like, okay, he's gonna slow down. I'm gonna eventually get him. And Rob's energy just stays through the roof through the entire fight. I mean, go ahead.
His cardio needs to be tested. It's crazy.
And look at how he moves. He just really, which way am I going? Am I going left? He's shaking and baking. What am I doing? Like you said, he wants to catch him coming in like he does with Aljo, he kept him off balance the whole fight.
Like we were saying earlier, like you teach toughness, right? But you can work harder and train harder, and you can build your heart and you can build your toughness through that process of preparation. So it comes out in these long wars. It really, who wanted it more every day, all day.
But did it seem like Sean didn't want to be there? Did it seem like something was off with
I
him?
think after this round, yeah.
I'm telling you.
After the first round was done, he's kind of like...
Rampage?
I think even before, I don't think O'Malley even wanted to fight Merab. I think that's what the negativity and stuff come from. You see him before the fight, how he was looking and stuff like that. He wasn't, it seemed like his normal self. He's a showman,
How did all three of you guys feel defending your titles? Even the first time, the second time, the third time, whatever, defending the title. I mean, the old saying is it's easier to win the title than
100.
to keep it because of what happens in your life. What you already got to the dance. You already won the race. You got to go back and do it again. Not saying that's what happened with Sean. I just know
100%.
This kid gets a ton of attention.
I'm telling you 100%. I didn't think Forrest deserved a title shot when I fought him.
Yeah, you're like, it
Like-
makes you half-ass being like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah. I was happy to defend it and go for something new with Dan Henderson because he was a Pride champion. Then after that, I go to fight Forrest Griffin. Like, I didn't think but I didn't say nothing. I didn't let it make me feel some type of way. But I thought he felt some type of way because you guys remember a couple of months ago, Merab kept asking for that title fight, and he wasn't really getting it until he started making all those funny videos.
Yeah, Merab was here after he won in Anaheim, and he came here after him and Rampage and Luke went out to party. Merab came straight here the next day to do the podcast, and I remember him saying that night to you, Rampage, and me, he was like, yeah, I need to get this title fight. And obviously we were waiting for the Cheeto-Sean fight. But I mean, Merab is a guy that's super active. And I feel like the UFC, even though they didn't get their shining star, Sean O'Malley, to win the belt, they got a real champion in Merab. Someone who cares about the sport, someone who's very active, very vocal, and trains a lot, trains hard, has a great team. So I still think it's a huge win.
Yeah. And a lot of fans are kind of upset that Merab won and says it's bad for the sport. But I don't see that, even though he has a different fighting style. But this fight, it's not the best fight, but it wasn't the worst fight. You know what I'm saying? It's just a fight. It's smart. He's going for the belt.
It wasn't the last fight. This one I was more into, right? At least there's still like...
It's a strategic fight.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's going to have a lot better fights. Like him and Umar is going to be wild.
I think
it's fun. It's going to be like it's going to have two dynamic wrestlers going back and forth. The striking's going to open up. Like this is just straight up get in, and then it's hard to grapple the guy. O'Malley's not bad on the ground, and so he's hard to lock in and get to positions. But he's easy to take down, but hard to lock down.
What's up with the heart rate monitor in between rounds?
What do you mean?
Is that new?
What do you mean?
Who had that?
There's a heart rate monitor in between rounds. Vinny, can you rewind it real quick so I can show the boys?
What?
We was talking about me.
Who got a heart rate monitor?
Yeah, look at the bottom left. So they have a BPM.
How do they know
beats
this?
Per minute. They have a heart rate recovery monitor.
Where?
I have no clue. Yeah, maybe in the glove.
What?
And so basically it shows.
Go back to that real quick, Vinny, please.
It shows their heart rate in between rounds. They were showing it on the bottom screen.
Okay, pause it when it gets there.
So it says O'Malley was at a. Let me show.
And TJ loves that, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I thought TJ, I thought you'd find this interesting. So it showed basically the beats per minute per fighter, and it had O'Malley and Merab's.
Yeah, I want to see this.
I was talking about that with somebody recently.
Right there. Pause that shit.
Okay, so
Beats. Okay, so it tells you how much it came down. It tells you how good a shape you're in, right? So he sits down on the stool. 152, 154 is pretty low too, which is nice. And so how fast your heart rate drops in a minute is how good a shape you're in, right? How well you're able to calm down, which is crazy because Merab's didn't calm down at all. But that's also how your corner does, right? So your corner is going to be are they amping you up? Are they calming you down? Tim's going to sit you down on the chair. He's going to be like, all right, man, take some deep breaths, find out where you're at. That doesn't work with every athlete. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe their heart rate's got that low. And that's pretty crazy. That's pretty good. In between a fight, I mean, I was at 1/3 in lows back when I fought Weidman. Resting heart rate was down.
Resting heart rate should be
that was
40.
It was 30, 36, I think.
They were at when you're sleeping, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They just kept they stayed at 150, 154.
It looks like that's when they sit down on the chair. That's what they're at.
No, I know a lot of people are different because
versus when they're fighting.
Versus while the end of the round. So within that, that's how you can tell how good a shape you're in, how fast you recover. Is say I go and redline in the garage at Sam Calvitas. We used to do this all the time. I'd get my heart rate to 185, which is my red line. And then you get me 1 minute. I want to see how I can bring it down 60 beats in a minute, right? So you have to sit down, you have to focus. Obviously, a fight is different. You got coaches in your ear. You're thinking about a fight. You got the adrenaline of the arena around you. But if you can drop your heart rate faster, that's how good a shape you're in. Because everyone's got a crossover point, right? So my crossover point was at 155 beats per minute. When I'm at 155 beats per minute, I start burning carbs. Everything below that, I'm burning fats, right? When I'm burning fat for energy, I don't produce lactic acid. When I start producing burning carbs for energy, I'm producing lactic acid, which is going to make you tired. It's going to be hard to lift your arms up. So being able to recover that fast is going to keep you in that fat burning mode, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. So wait, O'Malley right here, is he hooking the glove?
Yeah, his own glove.
His own glove.
His own glove?
No, sorry, not his own.
No,
Merab's glove. Yeah, trying to get an arm bar.
Try to hook, yeah.
Yeah.
But Herb Dean jumped in on it. Now, we saw a lot of flack, and I do want to talk about this now so we can keep the fight going. But TJ, all over the Jackson Podcast Discord, all over the internet, Twitter, Instagram. There's this crazy controversy about Joe Rogan and DC just furious that
because they should
Herb Dean keeps yelling.
It's complete bullshit.
Let's work.
Yeah, well, you can't tell it's two fighters to work when they're on their feet. They can do whatever they want. I could run circles if I want to. Like, you can't tell me to go work. Like, it's not like I'm stalling against the cage or something. We're striking, and you're going to tell me let's work. Like, I might run into something now because you're coaching me on how I'm supposed to fight. Like, the ref should not be involved in that whatsoever. I thought it was very fucking weird. It's almost like he had money on O'Malley.
I'm gonna tell you what I think it is.
He's like, he wanted Merab to keep going so O'Malley could catch him. It was weird. Dude.
I think Dana White probably put a lot of pressure on him because some of those fights was boring, and the referees can control that a little bit. Control like when they're stalling a little bit. So I feel like maybe
makes sense when we're on the ground, right? If I'm holding you, if I'm in your guard and we're not doing shit, let's work. I'm going to stand you up. Let's work. I'm going to stand you up. What do you do on the feet? Oh, let's work. Like, what am I?
Have you ever seen Herb Dean do that before in his life?
No, I've never seen any ref do it.
Thank you. So they at the Spirit. It's been a couple of boring fights. And Dana White probably getting this. Hey, we need more. We need these fight. We need this fight to be exciting. And this fight right here has the potential to be very boring as well, right?
What about right here? He kisses it. Yeah. Rewind this.
Hilarious.
So he kisses the back of his neck. Or Merab's hilarious. Merab's tapping the back of his neck.
He's kissing him.
Oh, he's kissing him. Yeah. Okay. And right when he gets up, almost like the Mayweather moment.
There should be a disqualification.
No, the fight's still going on.
No, the fight's still going on. There was still like 4 seconds left.
There was still 5 seconds left.
But Merab walks away kind of like the Mayweather moment.
4, 3, 2. So the fight's not over. He's like, let him up. Merab just like forgot the time, like he's like all showing off and kissing his neck, and then he's like stands up thinking the fight's like the round's over, but it's not over yet.
Yeah, he didn't hear a bell. Why he do that though?
I think
he heard the 10 second. He heard the 10
Yeah, he heard the 10 second clapper. He's like kissing him, fucking around. He's like maybe not thinking Sean's gonna get up so fast. I don't know.
So Merab has Aljo in his corner.
Yeah,
obviously that was a big thing that him and Aljo didn't want to fight, caused a lot of controversy, and
they kiss each other like that.
Who does? Aljo, oh, come on, TJ.
Yeah, don't tell me he's going to go over there and start training with him. Who?
I would love to train with Merab and Aljo.
Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
What am I missing here? What am I missing?
Nothing. They're great training partners, I bet.
They're good friends. They were good friends.
I'm sitting with my 3 favorite champions. But I would love to train with two guys who hold the belt, Aljo and Merab. But am I missing something?
No,
they can hold your belt.
Yeah. Hold my belt. I don't got a belt. What is going on right now? You 3 got to chill.
You're not missing nothing.
Thanks, Coach. They doing something crazy. I don't know. Luke's over here talking about how he wants to go to Cambodia with.
No, you missing when you left. Marab started kissing Sean O'Malley's back.
Yeah, she was funny.
Yeah.
That was a weird instinct to do.
And then Bear said, I wish Marab would kiss me like that.
He said he wanted to go train with them. After he saw that, he's like, I want to go train.
He wanted to work on his mount escapes.
You see, this is crazy. This is bullying. This is outlandish. Now I know how Luke must have felt at AK with Kane and DC and Habib. You must have just been getting bullied like this all day.
I'm pretty tight here. Or what?
His elbow's down enough though.
Yeah. What did we see
nothing really too
from O'Malley on the floor? Anything special?
No.
I
think Merab's just got to be strong, dude.
Yeah.
I think Merab's probably pretty strong there because he's not letting him scramble.
Those knees.
He proved that with Henry. I mean, if you're outdoing a guy like Henry, it's like even at his age, is still.
Yeah, going in that fight, Rampage was gassing up Henry's wrestling, and we obviously know his pedigree, but Merab was just throwing him around.
I'll tell you this, I bet you if Henry Cejudo and Merab fight again, I bet you it'd be a different fight, though.
I guarantee it would be,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Should they have a rematch?
Yeah.
Well, it all depends on how active Cejudo's in practice, too, though, right? Like, again, the guy's made it. He's got a name for himself. Exactly. You got to want it again, too, yeah.
What does this do for the division, though? Like, TJ, I'm sure you were watching this saying, I want another crack at it.
Yeah. I wish, man. I wish. I mean, I think I match up very well with both these guys. It would be very amazing to be able to compete, but unfortunately, that's just not in my cards, right?
Why you keep bringing that up? That's fucked up.
Oh, you're crying and shit.
Yeah, man, bro. It's got to be pretty hard for him because he keeps saying it. He don't know if he'll ever be able to compete again. Do you know what that's like?
No, but I texted him and I said, "Yo, I think you would have waxed these dudes in the cage." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, but I can't fight there."
So chill. That
no, I'm just supporting him.
No, look at him, bro.
We all know he's one of the greatest ever. He's a top 10 fighter of all time.
It probably bothers him.
It does. It bothers the fuck out of him for sure.
Rampage.
So don't bring it up no more.
Rampage. So when we're here, be serious. Don't treat this. This isn't like your fun time.
That's bad. Like don't remind him that
It's all good, dude. I got new motivations. I'm good.
He's got the #1 protein brand in the world right now. Wild Society's taking over Sprouts.
We are.
Why don't you chill out, Rampage?
All right, that's good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
But his
Don't
heart,
bring
he's a
up
fighter.
anything.
He's a fighter by heart. He's always going to be a fighter.
Yeah. But he's one of the best ever.
It was a big shot for O'Malley. That's probably the closest shot he had. Huh?
A couple sprint crosses he hit from southpaw, but nothing like to. Well, that actually, what was it in the fifth? Oh, the teep. That teep you got him with. You're talking about that body shot. It's like that got him a little bit worried.
Do we think that Merab right now is going to control this division, or is he going to have a hard time?
He's got Umar, dude. Umar's a tough fight.
Umar's very, very
Yeah,
tough.
it's a very tough fight. He's got good striking. He can wrestle like a motherfucker. I think it's going to be a very tough fight.
Luke, there's some content with you and Umar training together. Is that true?
Umar was brought him to AK years, and I've trained with him for years. He's a tough kid, man. Everywhere it goes, he's more technical and on the ground. The Merab, he's got really more fluid style. He's got more creative striking.
You think he's got a gas tank like this?
He's young, man. He's young, and he's gonna get put through a vicious training camp that. It's the same level of like he's not going to get gassed out by Merab.
You're thinking of that fight. What was that last fight? You're talking about the fight he fought on TV as a main event, I think. Maybe.
Sandhagen?
Was it Sam Hagen? No, it was before Sam Hagen. It was a 3-round fight, and he was breathing. He was breathing hard. But at Sam Hagen, he went 5 rounds and controlled the fight.
Yeah,
so, I mean, and Sam Hagen's in great. He's a Colorado guy. He's in great shape.
Yeah.
TJ Sandhagen, I know you trained with him as well, and then you also fought him. Mm-hmm. It looks like he's probably going to have to fight Sean now. What do you think about that fight?
I think he pieces Sean up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think so. Like when they were getting ready to give a title fight to someone, I thought that Sandhagen would have been a dope fight for him. But I think Sandhagen's just better at what O'Malley's good at, to be honest. He's just more dangerous, right? But O'Malley's got great feints.
That's the fight to make.
Yeah, I think so.
Honestly, of all the fights,
I would love to see that fight.
That's a great fight.
I agree with you.
So this division right now, Coach Parillo, I know you know the division pretty well. You have now Merab with the belt. You have maybe Sean and Sandhagen probably going to get this fight announced here pretty shortly because I think they need to fill up a couple more cards. Riyadh season's coming up.
I don't know if Sean's going to really want to step back in.
Yeah, they're not booking that fight. They're not going to book Sean anytime soon.
No.
I don't think.
I'd be surprised if he just wants to jump back in right away. Like he's got a lot of things going. So
that division's up in there. That's what I like about
He's
Rob.
got some money.
The only thing, I really don't care which guy wins and which guy doesn't, to be fair. But it does open the division a little bit more with Merab winning the title. And yeah. All I know is my guy's got to fight all of them and beat all of them.
Yeah. Does Cheeto have a fight right now?
No, he needs. No, we jumped. I mean, he fought that fight 4 or 5 months after his title fight, and you know all the pressure, winning or losing, because we've all won title fights, but we've lost title fights too. Not myself, but other fighters. You know, and it's a big, it's a big crush losing the title fight, and then you go and fight 4 or 5 months later, which is, the whole team's
fighting
fault
off
too.
emotion.
Like, you got to get through that a little bit. Cheeto, I think, definitely needs some time to just kick it for a little bit. It's probably been 10 years straight, I think he's been fighting.
Smart.
I gotta go pee.
Got Tinkle?
All right, we're about to wrap this up right here.
So something that before I forget though, something that Tim did say in the corner when he was coaching O'Malley, something he told him to do that I wish he would have said a lot sooner in the fight for O'Malley's case, right, was the fact that throwing a really big punch and bringing a knee behind it, committing, like overcommitting, not throwing at Chris, like letting him see like a big overhand, hoping, because when Sean did start throwing punches to the head pretty like loosely, Merab would shoot, right? So he's telling him to throw like a big overhand with a knee behind it, and I think that would have been his best chance to catch him.
But explain this to me, because both of you guys have been in this position. You have a belt, you're fighting for the belt. I understand what you're saying, but like, how do you kind of like turn off? It seems like he just turned off, like he didn't want to fight though. It seemed like, or maybe he had nothing to throw at him, or he was maybe already felt defeated. Like, how does that even happen to a guy this good? Like, Sugar Sean's good.
It's energy. Like we said, you get in a fight, and it's fighting's crazy. It's so different, and when you're getting taken down like that, you're kind of bewildered, I guess, a little bit. I mean, Merab's just got this crazy energy, and he's not slowing down. He's just fucking moving back and forth.
That's one thing.
He's got every answer.
And Dana said that he thought that Sean was flat. I mean, maybe he was. I mean, I've been in a part of guys that they were out there flat. I know they're flat. They know they're flat. I mean, the flat thing does happen sometimes, And it's hard to see, though, with the naked eye sitting here watching. We don't know. But we know that that O'Malley's got a lot more arsenal than he showed in this fight, right? Am I right or wrong?
I mean, it's
100%
it's completely different fights. When he smoked Aljo in the first round, and then he had Cheetah, which is a completely different fight. Yeah. It's a striking fight, so it's favored to his style and what he likes. And this is a fight where it's going to show his true colors. I mean, he's got a lot of distractions too. So I mean, yeah, you could be flat, but this is just
he's bouncing. That's an Energizer.
It's a bad
bunny.
matchup.
Yeah. He's got Energizer,
especially after
in front of him.
He's never been taken down like that and ran through after 2 rounds.
I mean, Yan took him down. How many times did Yan get him down? Would you remember that fight?
Yeah, I was there for that one.
Yan's level of wrestling is so much different. This guy, when he's on top of you, it'll break you.
Yeah.
And like you feel that for 2 rounds, you change into a different person.
I mean, to answer your question, I don't know. I don't have, for whatever reason, I don't have that shut off like switch on me. Like I just won't do it. Like I'll die before I even give.
Well, you show that too. I mean, you look at that Sandhagen fight when you blew your knee out in that fight. That was that was amazing though. I mean, you got to have those guts, and you've won the title, lost the title, won the title. You know, you lost it again. You know, I mean, you've gone through all the ups and downs and still have that grit. You know, that desire to win. That's special. That's why God said, "Go fuck yourself." Here's a shoulder injury.
So you can't fight no more, right?
I got other plans for you, homie.
It's a good way to look at it, Coach. I appreciate that, dude. Because I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, if I was healthy, I'd still probably be out there. You know.
Amen. Oh, here's the man of the hour. Hey, can I have the audience see your pants? How fresh you are.
Fuck off.
Why? Why can't I ever support you? I just want. There's a lot of girls that watch this now, and I want them to see how.
Because you're trolling.
How am I trolling?
Because you don't have fashion sense like me, so you always make fun of my.
He owns a fashion company, dog.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't want to walk around like.
But look at where he dressed though.
That's true.
Dog, you're wearing a green Charmander, Charizard looking skeleton pants.
See, here we go.
What do you mean?
See, here we go.
But I don't have fashion sense. You have a nice, beautiful jawline. You need to expose that more. Let's shave the beard, and let's show people how in shape you got.
It's Pride Month every month over here.
Why? I love watching Pride. Some of my favorite
you can't start complimenting and start using words like jawline.
Yeah,
he does. He needs to accentuate it. Yeah. He does. He's got a great physique going on right now. He's looking like a male model. If you don't like those compliments, just tell me. I won't give them.
I don't like them.
Okay, what do you like? Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, what's that?
Cool. Marab's heart. You know what I mean? Just him breaking down and just can't believe he won it. You know?
Yeah.
Like
it's
you were
awesome
saying about
story.
his heart rate. Like you were talking about his heart rate because it doesn't always work for every
His didn't drop.
Yeah, it didn't drop, but he'll stay there. You know what I mean? And glucose or this or that.
I
really
think that
doesn't
was
come
just
into play.
not so much like how scientifically trained you are. That one's just like you said, heart and mind, right? Like
100%.
willing to die out there.
Yeah.
Hey, can we wrap this up with getting the Merab and Valentina dance off? For Rampage?
Hey, pull up the Rampage.
I just wanna,
Rampage's favorite dance. Rob and Valentina dancing. Pull it up, Vinny.
I want to see this little closing.
I won't watch it.
Hold on, and before we wrap
who's
this
better?
up,
Who's got a better
But
style?
Merab's twerking though. Dude.
Merab danced better than her.
Last time Merab won, he was on Rampage's shoulders, living his best life. Hey, and I do want to wrap this up with, we will be announcing the Jackson Podcast Awards in October. Very excited about that. All right, here we go. We got Valentina and Merab dancing backstage with their belts.
See, Merab got style when he danced. Look at him. He's doing good.
She's very elegant with her dances.
She's so robotic. Sometimes it's crazy.
Yeah, very elegant.
She's just like.
That's what I'm saying. It's something about it. I'm like,
what do you mean, Rampage?
I'm just not feeling it.
She fights the way too. I mean, like she's got this.
Like you're not feeling her or the dance?
No. Look, this dance right here is not that bad. Oh, there she goes. She's doing that stuff. That's what I'm like.
What do you mean? That's like the jerk. You a jerk. I know. You a jerk. I know. You don't
Rob's got a little flow though. I like
Rob looks great. He kicks off his slides and he says, "I'm ready to rock." And then he's in the club with John Jones till 3 a.m. He's showing his bell. I'm with John Jones. Did you see this video?
No, I didn't.
Hold on. Did you see the video, TJ?
Yeah, I did.
He's screaming.
Yeah.
I'm with John Jones in the club. John Jones is at my after party, and Aljo's with them.
All I saw was Dana doing interviews after the card saying that John Jones is hanging out with Ryan Garcia.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, oh fuck, man.
Look at
he
this.
promised me he'd be good. You know.
Look at Rob. He's so excited. He
How
deserves
could you
it,
not
bro.
be?
He deserves it. He's one of a kind, bro.
How come John Jones is like a chocolatey Asian right there? Why is his eyes so?
Well,
What?
man, the night after I won the belt the first time, like I didn't sleep. I mean, not just because we went out and partied, but I just didn't sleep.
I never sleep after my fight.
What did you do?
Couldn't sleep. I was just like on my phone. Just like my shit just blew up. Like saw the newspaper get thrown on my door in the morning. This shit was sick.
It's weird. I never can sleep after my fights, but before my fights, I can't sleep either though. So I'll be tired, right? Before I'll be so nervous. You wake up every like so often throughout the night, right?
Yeah.
And then after the fight, you're just so wired. It's the best thing ever.
You'll never get it again.
Luke, what'd you do after
you'll
you
never
won
have that feeling. Unfortunately, you'll never have that feeling again.
the Strike Force belt? What'd you do?
Strike Force
kick
belt?
his ass.
I had an after party at Waffle House for about an hour. We're in Cincinnati, and it was like everything was, East Coast time. We got off, and so like there's nothing open but Waffle House. So we had like a little Waffle House party. But then I honestly I've been through so much before that fight. I went back to my bed and just held on to my shit. In the UFC, once I owned the UFC titles, I was fucking party.
What'd you do,
We
Rampage?
took over light, did it all.
After my fight, I think I had a after party at Pure, I think, in Vegas, right? And then the next day I went to rehab, the pool party.
The pool party.
Yeah, Jamie Foxx was there. Gabriella Union was there. My brother was hitting on her.
Dwayne Wade's wife, Gabrielle Union.
Oh, that's it. Yeah. My little brother was hitting on her.
She's bad.
She was talking to him though.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, it was good. It was a good time.
So you had fun.
I had fun. I had a good time.
Do you guys have any parties that you guys all went to together? Well, you guys were all fighting.
I definitely partied with Luke a few times.
It was like we had some pictures.
Did you ever host a party with them?
Some pool party we all went to.
Pool party, splashed the water.
Hey, so I did Pound for Pound podcast while I was in Vegas, and they told me about time me and Luke almost got in a fight in the club.
Yeah, the club.
Yeah, we almost got in a fight with each other.
With each other?
Yeah, I almost forgot about that.
Spearmint right Hey,
wait.
at the sphere.
How?
Spearmint right
At
now.
the spearmint.
I didn't even remember that at all. And then,
how?
you know who told me? Usman was there.
Kamara Usman?
Yeah, he the one who told me the
Rashad,
story.
it was me, you, Rashad, Josh Thompson. It was
Wait, what happened? You got to tell us the story. Then we'll wrap this up. All right, we're about to wrap this up right now.
They said I was hanging out with some Asian girls or something, and Luke said, him and those damn Asians.
And you took offense to that?
I was drinking. I don't know why I got it.
He was drinking Rampage, just Rampage, but I didn't really know him, motherfucker, at the time. But I was Strike Force champ, and I walked in, and he's sitting there, and I heard about I like Asian chicks, but he had these two white girls by him, and these two Asian girls walked by, in the strip club. He's like, fucking pushing white girls out. He's like kicking white girls out straight up. And he cleared the seat for the girls. So I was like, oh, I see how you did. He's like, what motherfucker? Hey, he came back up. I swear to God.
Did you guys almost scrap though?
They said like we almost scrapped.
He squared up with me. I was like, I'm not fucking scared of you, dog.
Damn, Rampage used to snap on the flick of a button, huh?
No, I must have been drinking. I must have been drunk.
Oh, it was on. Yeah.
I mean, it's probably 4 a.m. in the Rhino, so I mean, you're definitely probably drinking.
This was in Vegas.
It was at 4 a.m.
Yeah, looking for
Nah,
love
it
at the
wasn't.
We
Rhino.
warm up.
Nah,
maybe 3
You don't look for
o'clock.
love
Hey.
at the Rhino.
No, we was at the Rhino in
Yeah,
Vegas.
we had the Rhino. Yeah.
Crazy Horse or the Rhino? Well, Luke is team captain last week. I will say this, after my birthday weekend, Rampage didn't show up to any dinners or parties, but Luke showed up, and Luke took out the whole team. He really built company morale. He won the locker. I was getting messages till 4 a.m. that Luke's our fearless leader. I heard he was at a topless bar, and then he took all the boys to a dinner. Then he took them to a strip club, all of them. Paid for everything, did everything, made sure everybody made it home safe. And he gave a gift, which was a airbrush spray paint t-shirt that says Rockhold. And they left it in my.
I heard one of the strippers retired.
Damn, I missed out on this party.
Yeah, and then I come home to my house because they used my house as the after party. I left. I stayed at a hotel. And
you left and went to a hotel?
Yeah. It was too
Who
crazy.
who you was at the hotel with?
Don't worry about that.
No,
Hey, and then there was bottles of tequila all over the house. I had a private stock in 1942. I had 10 of them, special edition ones. They opened up all of them. And then there was glitter all over the crib. And I was like, okay, this is outlandish.
Why you got glitter in your crib?
No, they brought girls that had glitter on them.
I heard he retired one of the strippers. They made it rain so hard at the strip
Yeah.
club.
Hey, I have a video of Luke with about this much money going like this, with all the boys. None of my boys even know how to throw $1 bills, let alone go do what he did with them.
They was all your boys?
Yeah, it was they're all the young kids here at the Jackson house.
I took him out. Yeah.
Shut up.
You know, you go to the strip club when you wear white pants. You wear white pants, and I had I had them all dressed and colored.
And then tan afterwards.
And I signed them, and I gave them to the boys afterwards. That was my gift.
No, I do want to say, Luke, you won the locker room. The team loves you here at the Jackson house. Before that, everybody hated you. They thought that,
wow.
no, they didn't hate him, but they were like, dude, the guy really wants to kill us. He does, he wants to fight us. And then after this, they learned, they got close to you, and I feel now they realize that you're a good dude, and you won the locker room. That's like a movie, like when the QB wins the locker room, like he won the locker room.
But why you start the story of Rampage didn't come in and my dinners and thing? Why
you didn't.
Why didn't I though?
I have no.
Because you were in Colombia.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
He planned his birthday parties.
Yeah.
As soon as I left, I didn't even
Rampage,
know about it.
You came to not one dinner. We had all the girls there for you. We had golf tournaments.
I was out of the country. You didn't tell me anything. Hey, you know what I do around here? Just so you guys know, this is what I do. I give them my schedule ahead of time, so they know my schedule.
That's nice.
He don't
When
look
you
at
book the guests,
it would be nice to keep the schedule every once in a while.
No, I do. And listen, before we go, I want to say one thing to the camera.
Go ahead.
Hey, I want to thank Joe Rogan for being a man of his word and giving me some nice seats. The UFC's never given me seats like that before, except for when I was fighting in my contract. And not only did Joe Rogan give me 2 seats at the last minute, he gave me 2 extra tickets that was very unexpected. You are the man, Joe Rogan. Thank you. And thank you for being the best podcaster in the world. You way better than Barry at podcasting. You are the fucking man, Joe Rogan.
Hey, Joe Rogan, thank you for taking care of the champion. I hope UFC understands next time Rampage Jackson is sitting courtside at a UFC event, you put him on the screen for a second.
No, I don't.
I want to say something. In your defense, they show all these random people there. You have one of the greatest UFC champions who brought the sport to a whole new level with the eyes and the views he brought and the image and the persona, and they don't put you on the TV.
Bro, they had Kendrick Lamar there.
That was Bud Crawford, dog.
That was Terrence Crawford. He was Terrence Crawford there.
Are you crazy? Dude.
They put me on the screen, they would probably call me Rashad Evans. They fucked up that. They fucked up that. They'll probably put me Rashad Evans is here in the crowd.
Whoever's running the UFC camera, put some respect on my man's name.
No, man, it ain't about that, man. I don't care about that. I just wanted to be there at the how you say, the sphere.
There we go. You got it.
I want to be at the sphere.
Congrats, bro. You did it.
I knew better. I want to be there at the sphere.
The sphere.
The sphere.
There we go.
And we're excited. TJ Dillashaw just signed on board. He'll be doing all the UFC recaps next year. And he'll be also helping us with fighter breakdown. So everybody watching at home, we will be having one-off episodes where TJ comes in here with Rampage, myself, Luke, even Coach Parillo, and he's going to break down fighters, what they did during the fight for a little one-off so you guys can get some more content. The Jackson Podcast Discord just hit 1,000 members. So we're going to the moon on that thing. We appreciate everybody going in there. We did a bunch of giveaways this weekend. We gave away a bunch of signed Rampage Jackson MMA gloves, and we gave away some t-shirts and our brand new chains from Jackson, the Cuban 8mm. And don't forget to hang out and check out JAXXON.com. Pick up all your chains. We just restocked a bunch of our best sellers. We appreciate you. We out.
Hey, before you go out though, people keep asking me, is there like a discount code? Is the Jackson
we have a discount code. It's in the description of this video. It's in the description or the link, and it's $50 off their order.
They got a discount on the washes?
Yeah, brand new JX1s we're about to drop. Crazy weight, crazy shine. Rampage is pulling chicks with them. It's actually insane. It has a Japanese movement, celebrated arena bezel with the core link band. It has a butterfly clasp. Everything we did with this was to bring you quality, luxury. We literally sat down with all these guys for years, the last 6 to 8 months, I think, specifically to design this watch custom. This thing is incredible. It's going to complete your look, complete your fit, and its quality. It's about time guys can wear something that means something to them. And all the boys got them on before anybody. I appreciate it. Make sure you guys go to JAXXON.com, and thanks for watching.